Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
If you love chilling mysteries, unsolved cases, and a touch of mom-style humor, Moms and Mysteries is the podcast you've been searching for. Hey guys, I'm Mandy.
And I'm Melissa. Join us every Tuesday for Moms and Mysteries, your gateway to gripping, well-researched true crime stories. Each week, we deep dive into a variety of mind-boggling cases as we shed light on everything from heists to whodunits. We're your go-to podcast for mysteries with a motherly touch. Subscribe now to Moms and Mysteries wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello and welcome back to Crime in Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmie. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another crazy, wild episode of Crime in Sports. Yeah. Very apologetic that we could not give you this part of Billy Martin last week. It was physically impossible. I really wanted to. I had my wisdom teeth pulled about 48 hours prior to when we were supposed to record, and I thought I'd be... I was hoping I'd be ready, and it was the only time I could do it. We barely have a weekend off every once in a while, so I had it done on a Saturday, and I'm like, maybe by Monday, and it was impossible to do. So we apologize for that. Feeling better this week, but we hope you enjoyed the Ohtani gambling scandal. Mm-hmm. It could not be more apt to what's going on today.
Unbelievable.
With people constantly getting busted gambling and the Dodgers winning the World Series and me not buying a drop of any of it. So
who knew allowing that to be legal was going to cause so many problems?
Everybody. Pretty much everybody.
Why did we allow degenerate gamblers to influence our way of life?
It's fucking wild. Oh, man, the lobbies. If you knew the lobbying money that these gambling outfits spend, holy shit, you wouldn't even ask that question anymore. It's crazy. They're right up there with right up there with pharmaceutical people and that kind of shit as far as lobbying. So it's a lot. We'll get to everything we have to get to and more. First of all, shutupandgivememurder.com is the site. Head there for all your merch and all your tickets for live shows. Honestly, right now, I believe, for a few more days left to buy the Small Town Murder virtual live show. That's still available for a few more days. After that, there's no tickets left for this year. None. I looked at Philly. I keep telling everybody there's some Philly tickets left. They're all the handicap accessible seats. That's all that's left. So
that's all it is.
Yeah, unless you need that, then buy them. But otherwise, that's all that's left there. We are announcing the full slate of next year's tour dates very soon.
Coming up. Yeah.
Keep an eye out for that. But shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your merch and get the virtual live show. A few more days to buy that. Also, definitely get yourself Patreon. That's what you want. Patreon.com/crime in sports, just like the name of the show. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get everything. Hundreds of bonus episodes that you've never heard before immediately upon subscription, just like that Ohtani one you heard last week. You're going to get all of that, and you're going to get more. You're going to get new ones every other week. One Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder. You get all of that. Then you get everything we put out. Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, both Small Town Murder episodes weekly, all ad-free with your Patreon as well. And you get a shout-out at the end of the show. It's literally all we can do. So this week, by the way, for Crime and Sports, we're going to continue the team relocation drama because that was way more fun than we could have imagined, and it's so crazy and fun. So we'll get into all of that and more. So do that, patreon.com/crime in sports. That said, Billy Martin, you're up, buddy.
Here we go.
Let's do this. We're back with Billy Martin here. We are going to pick up on April 5th, 1977, the beginning of the 77 season. Things are looking good. Billy's all happy. Yankees are fired up, and they're already talking about him being fired. The season has not even started yet.
Not even gone.
He's asked about being fired because he keeps getting fired. That's the kind of thing that happens. And Billy says, with him, yeah, meaning Steinbrenner, he said he might just do it to get the publicity.
Oh.
So Billy's not helping his situation.
He might do it just to get the press to talk about
Well,
it.
yeah, if you're asked that, do you think your owner will fire you? You could take the diplomatic route.
Yeah, I think that would be done.
You could say like, maybe, but that's up to him. He's the manager of the team, the owner of the team. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to work my butt off to get the team to the world. You do all that shit. He says, I mean, if he wants the publicity, he'll do it.
Right.
He's a loudmouth, attention-seeking asshole and all. Probably the wrong thing to say, but that's Billy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They ask him, can you live with the fear of firing? The fear of it.
Is there a fear when you just kind of invite it?
When you invite it, when you have no... And you're telling people, I mean, if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? Yeah, that doesn't sound like fear.
But it doesn't scare you? Is there really fear?
Well, also, yeah, you're inviting it, number one. And if you work for George Steinbrenner, that's just part of the game.
Yeah.
He says, I'm going to have to. He says, but it's not going to change the way I manage. He said, he pays me to manage, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what the word means, manage. As a manager, you've got to live and die on your own convictions. No owner has the right to tell a manager who should be in the lineup. If he does, then don't fire the manager. If he loses, fire the owner.
Oh.
Now.
Really?
Yeah. I think we know how that works. Yeah, no, that's not how that works. Yeah, the owner does everything with his money, so that's a different story. Yeah, you can't fire the owner. That's awesome. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. So Billy, a photographer approached him at the end of spring training and said, Billy, I have a picture of you in a Texas uniform, but none in a Yankee uniform. Do you mind if I take your picture in a Yankee uniform? And Billy said, not at all, but you better take it today. I might not be wearing it tomorrow. So
it might be a different one tomorrow.
Yeah. Now this is what I mean. This is like right away. The season has not started and he's challenging Steinbrenner to fire him. Just challenging him.
I might be wearing an Indians jersey next week.
It could happen. It really could. And part of this whole thing is really the thing that's going to blow up their relationship is Reggie Jackson. Steinbrenner bought Reggie so he could play right field and hit cleanup. Yeah. Period. Yeah. Put him in the lineup at fourth. Yeah. Let's do it. Billy doesn't really like Reggie and puts him in the lineup wherever he feels like it. You're DH.
Play third.
You're DH and hitting seventh now.
Oh, okay.
And George is like, I didn't pay a guy millions of dollars to hit seventh. Okay, I paid a guy millions of dollars to hit cleanup. And Billy said, in this lineup, no.
I didn't pay a guy a bunch of money to maybe see him in the third inning.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want him up as much as possible for that kind of money. Yeah, this is not good. Now, here's a thing too. Reggie and other people, some people accuse Billy of racism.
Oh.
And then some people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Basically, people who he doesn't like and who don't get along with him say he's racist. And players who do get along with him say he's not racist. So all the Spanish players from the 60s definitely don't say he's racist. All the Spanish-speaking guys and Dominicans from there, because he was the guy who made them, told everybody, don't fucking treat them bad. These guys are fucking good ball players and all that shit. But either way, it's interesting here. He said, I would almost want to say that I never had a relationship with him. This is Reggie Jackson. I don't know what it was. Looking back, I think he never liked me. But at the time, I had no idea. I thought he would like me. Well, Reggie thinks everyone would like him.
Yeah.
Now, Reggie, I love Reggie Jackson because he's kind of a crazy person, so you kind of have to like him.
And he's a legend.
He's a legend. And also, in my family, my dad's cousin and Reggie Jackson are best friends. Like best friends. They are businesses together every year at the Hall of Fame. Like, my uncle, he posts pictures of them hanging out together at Reggie's house and all that. So, like, we all had Reggie Jackson gear as a kid and autographed Reggie Jackson stuff. So, in my family, Reggie is, he's gold. There's no talking any shit about him. But, like, a lot of people, he's kind of an asshole. You know what I'm saying? If you're not best friends with him, he's kind of a dick, and he's known for it. He goes on, he was from the Bay Area and I had played there. He was a scrappy guy and I always played hard-nosed baseball. Where was the problem? Reggie he's not a real hard-nosed baseball guy. He'll slack off going after a ball in right field and that kind of thing every once in a while. And Reggie,
a little more fundamentals, yeah.
Billy doesn't like, seems like Billy doesn't like, if I had to put it into looking at it and kind of synthesizing it into a like a digestible morsel. Yeah. Billy doesn't like guys who are immensely physically talented that don't play as hard as he did. Doesn't like that, period. Yeah, he doesn't. He'd rather have a guy who's half the talent but tries twice as hard.
All right.
Which, ideally, you'd like a guy with all the talent that tries just as hard as he can. That's ideal.
Yeah, every bit of talent and
Kobe
does
Bryant type, Michael Jordan type, you know.
Yeah, the
immensely
guy that's got all the talent and he's up at 2 a.m. practicing.
Can dunk from the foul line and he's at the gym at 5 a.m. after he drank till 2 in the morning. That's the guy you want.
And he's got a game tonight.
And he's got a game tonight. That's what you want. But that's not Reggie. It's just not. It's just not, you know, so what are you going to do? Reggie also wrote that he was disappointed. This is from Reggie's book, Becoming Mr. October. He was disappointed that all but one of the black players on the Yankees, Willie Randolph, sided with Billy. He said as a group, the black players were unwelcoming to him, to Reggie.
Oh.
Yeah, they weren't welcoming to him, which is odd, I would say. And I don't know if that's true or not. Again, this is Reggie's is Reggie's very specific little sliver of a prism of what he sees. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you never know.
That's an interesting thought.
So I don't know why the black players would be unwelcoming to him. It doesn't make a ton of sense. But I don't know.
Was he a hero to the black community?
No.
Reggie Jackson?
No, not at all. I mean, maybe to some people, I'm sure, but not.
Yeah.
He's not a guy who. No, he doesn't really scream that. Reggie's about Reggie. Period. He's not a guy who's, about a movement or about a cause or about any of that shit. He's what's my paycheck?
Not an activist. He's just his activism surrounds Reggie's big house.
Exactly, surrounds Reggie's big house.
Let's make it bigger.
Reggie going out to nice restaurants and Reggie doing that kind of thing and people liking
That's
Reggie.
That's my activism.
Yeah. So now Ricky Henderson. This is and Ricky Henderson's the best quote of all time. Obviously, he's amazing. He's a fucking crazy person, and I love him. There's a guy with Ricky who he's like we don't know how hard Ricky works. Who knows?
Yeah.
He's an enigma. But when he was like 43, he had the body of a fucking Olympian who was 21 years old. So he must have worked pretty goddamn hard, or else he's the most genetically gifted person who's ever lived. One of the two.
How old was he when he died? Not very old, right?
Ricky?
Did he? Yeah.
Oh, shit, didn't he just die? Did Ricky just die? That was like
recent. Yeah, Ricky Henderson
I think
just
he was
died.
60s or something.
Yeah, that's fucking
Couldn't
terrible.
have been more than that.
He looked great all the time.
Always. He was in great shape.
That's really shocking. Yeah, he was they called him the Man of Steel.
He was
how old
incredible.
Did he die? 65. Okay,
yeah,
so he was born in 1958. I was like, was he 58?
Yeah, and I knew he was in his 60s. Yeah,
65. That's not that. That's fucking young.
That's young. It is
for
young.
An athlete.
It is young. But dude, Ricky's crazy though. You could see him being like, "Yeah, my doctor told me to, drink lots of water. I said you need to drink battery acid in the morning. That makes you healthy." Like that's some crazy shit Ricky would say.
And if you mix it with milk, it doesn't burn.
Yeah. Ricky cracks open an Energizer at 7 a.m. every morning. Ricky makes a Duracell smoothie every morning. It's very nice.
It makes that rabbit go. So what's the difference?
You never know. Ricky's nuts.
He died of pneumonia, so it's going to be something. You know what I mean? He was an asthmatic his whole life, so that's not good.
That's crazy.
He had weak lungs.
That's
crazy.
The best runner in the history of the game had asthma.
Weak lungs.
that's
wow.
Incredible, isn't it? Wow.
Unreal.
There's other guys that were like asthmatic when they were kids like that too. So anyway, Ricky said about this is about Reggie's whole thing. Ricky said, quote, "Reggie is a friend, but that's the most wrong thing he's ever said." Which, by the way, is the only sentence Ricky Henderson ever said in his whole career that didn't have the word Ricky in it, which is pretty impressive. It's pretty good. Yeah. In a book called Jonathan Mahler's Ladies and Gentlemen, The Bronx is Burning, that Bronx is Burning book that they made the series about, they talk all about this. And there's a lot of books. There's this book. There's the Sparky Lyle book. So you get it from the outside. Then you can get an inside locker room view of what's going on. And basically, the guys on the team did not like Reggie Jackson, period.
Wow.
Reggie wanted to come in and say, I'm the guy now. And he did.
Yeah.
And he fucked it up, too. He went to a reporter and said, I'm the straw that stirs the drink, and the whole team is really going to go on what I do.
Yeah.
And this is a bunch of guys that have been playing together a while, and they had a captain in Thurman Munson, so that just kind of pissed everybody off. They're like, who the fuck are you? You just got here.
Well, that's
Do
about
something.
to end terribly tragically.
Yeah, that's going to be over with pretty soon.
Why do you like to fly?
So he could get home to see his family. It's the only way. Otherwise, he saw them in the fall. Otherwise,
Well,
if he had an
now
off
he sees
day,
them never.
Yeah. Oh, it makes sense though. If he had an off day, he'd go home to see his family. What's he going to do? You know,
It was him flying it though,
Yeah,
right?
no, he had a private plane, little tiny plane. He'd fly back to Ohio, and
Jesus.
didn't quite work out. Not smart. You spend enough time in those little fucking planes, you're going to crash at some point.
Yeah.
That's bad. So maybe he should have stayed in the fucking Bronx. I mean,
maybe buy a little place down there.
I get that. Move your family. I don't know what to tell you. Move them to Jersey somewhere. You
Cross a bridge rather than fly a plane.
Put them in fucking Pennsylvania, an hour away from the city. It's the same as Ohio. You'd never know the difference. It's the same
You
shit.
still got to cross bridges, which is only slightly
cares?
less horrifying, but infinitely more safe.
Not to normal people, though. Only to you.
Yeah. Infinitely more safe in comparison, though.
Yeah.
You're not going to. The chances of dying on them is much more slim.
Than flying your tiny fucking propeller plane in the dark, going back to
single engine
fucking
prop plane and Ohio
Cessna.
fucking snowstorms.
Jesus. Well, it's the summer, so there's no Ohio snowstorms. But
yeah,
still.
but he still could. You know what I mean?
Well, not in July when they
No,
fly.
but he still could be flying in snowstorms if he's going back and forth all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, baseball's played in the summer, and that's when he's flying.
Yeah.
He's not flying in the winter, I don't think. He's home in the winter.
Probably just staying put, yeah?
Yeah, he's home in the winter, I think. That's
Unless
what
he
it-
takes those kids up in that fucking plane for entertainment.
Sure, he's taking him for a fucking whirl every once in a while, messing it all up. So this guy said that Chris Chambliss, who is the Yankees' first baseman, also a black guy, and he's the guy who hit the heroic home run against the Royals in the ALCS that year. He said one night he was listening to Reggie complain in a hotel bar, and he said he finally confronted him. He had enough of the shit.
Really?
He said, Reggie, you know what you'd be? Do you know what you'd be if you were white?
Oh.
Reggie said, what? And he said,
on.
just another damn white boy. He said,
Okay.
Be glad you're black and getting all the publicity you do, getting away with all the shit you do. That's what he said.
God
That's what
damn.
Chambliss told him. You just be some other fucking white boy who's hitting some home runs. You'd be Darrell Evans. No one would fucking care. You know what I mean? Anybody care about Darrell Evans? No.
Not for
there you go. Exactly. So that's what he said. This is between the black guys. I don't fucking know how. I'm not black, and it's not the 70s, so I have no idea how that's working.
I don't know their flight or what the fuck happened.
I'm going to take Chambliss's word for it. I don't know what it was like to be a black professional athlete in 1977. So
in New York.
in New York, too. Very specific.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the guy who wrote that book also noted that in the summer of 77, while the Reggie Billy shit was all over the New York newspapers, that's all they talked about. Oh, here we go. We got it all. It's all, drama and everything. The city's only black newspaper, the Amsterdam News, sided with Billy Martin. So even the black newspaper sided with Billy Martin, which is crazy. To them, they said Reggie was not a people's hero like Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, or Ray Robinson. He was just a guy making his money and not caring. He wasn't going to the community, doing fucking workshops for kids or trying to do any of that shit. He was trying to. They were saying basically he was trying to fuck white models and living on the Upper East Side. Like, what the hell's black about that? That was their point of view.
He's not changing his name and then forcing people to call him a new name that is so different from his birth name.
So Reggie's 2013 book brought the issue back up again. When contacted about Reggie's book that year, Maddox here, the one who played for Billy in Texas, remember Bill Maddox, who he sent away, and he ended up being a very, very good player that won a batting title or two. He said he agreed with Reggie. So you got that guy, and then a bunch of other people come to Billy's defense. Willie Randolph said about racism from Billy Martin, that's not something I saw from Billy. He said, Reggie went through a lot, and I respect him so much, but I don't know about that. And basically, Willie was Reggie's only white or black friend on the team.
Really?
So he was his buddy, but he said, I never thought about that with Billy Martin. He goes, race never came into it. He doesn't care if you're from another fuck. You could be from Jupiter. If you'll run and play hard, he'll love you. He doesn't give a fuck who or where you're from. Doesn't matter.
But he probably will bring that up when he yells at you when you don't run out that
Possibly.
fucking fly ball.
So Roy White said, Billy, and Roy White is black, by the way, not to be confused. Right. Sorry, that could be confusing.
That is confusing.
Roy White is black. He said, Billy, a racist? There are plenty of words I would use for Billy. That isn't one of them.
Big nose, that's the one.
No, I'd use hook nose, guinea, dago, things like that. He said maybe Reggie saw something in Billy that he had seen before and attributed it to racism. This is from the Billy book. Yeah. They said, but there's a little proof that any racial prejudice was in Billy's life. They said there was plenty of people he didn't like, and they ran the gamut. White, black, Latin, Asian. He just didn't like a lot of people, but it didn't matter. There was never a core reason why of who they are. It was more like what they are. They said he had plenty of enemies, too. He also had a host of African-American players, from Rod Carew to Ricky Henderson, who viewed him as a benevolent father figure and essential to their maturation. More than 5 of his Latin-born players named one of their children Billy in his honor.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, this is what I mean. Because he really took them in. And
there's a little Puerto Rican guy running around there named Billy. That's Billy, crazy.
Yeah. Remember the guys from the Twins in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of those guys named their kids Billy.
Fascinating.
I mean, that's the way it was there. So they said that on every one of his coaching staffs from 76 to 89, he had black assistant coaches, which was not common back then at all.
Yeah.
It really wasn't fucking common. It just wasn't. They said he had major public shouting matches and confrontations with players, executives, reporters, and umpires, as well as several celebrated barroom fistfights. In an adult life spent entirely illuminated in the media spotlight, there's no preponderance of trouble with men or women of color. They're like, everything Billy did is public. Yeah. Everybody knows about his fight. If he said the N-word to somebody, or he even a whisper to somebody else, it would have came out, basically, is what they're saying. Yeah. Like, there's too much of Billy on record knowing everything he dislikes for him to have hidden anything that he didn't really like,
Sure.
His son Billy said, you could call my dad a lot of things. In a place like this, you could see it all on the wrong night. This was sitting in a bar in Texas. He said he might drink too much. He might hit on somebody's girlfriend. He might take offense at something someone said and want to punch him. He made a lot of mistakes, but nobody ever called him a racist. Reggie needs to look in the mirror. My dad was a lot of things, but racist wasn't one of them. Fair enough.
Sure.
Carew, whose daughter, by the way, is Billy's goddaughter.
Oh.
So, yeah, which is
How about
odd.
that?
So Rod Carew converted to Judaism and then made Billy Martin a racist Dago godfather. Perfect.
Who's also 10 years, 15 years his senior, probably?
Probably about that. Maybe a little more, 20 maybe.
Do you generally pick somebody much older than you to be the godparent of your children in the event that something bad happens to you?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's more of a chance it's going to happen to him, isn't it?
I guess, yeah. But I mean, fuck, man. Past the 1930s,
Eventually,
nobody was thinking of the godparents actually as taking the children. Yeah.
And then eventually, it's more of an honor bestowed upon a friend rather than really worrying. And by the time that kid's old, or by the time something bad happens to me, that kid's probably going to be so old that Billy doesn't need to do anything for him.
I made the worst. I probably made the worst timing godfather decision. Yeah. Rod is my son's godfather, and he died the day of the christening. So I think that was bad. I think that literally that day, there was a fucking priest waiting for him, and he was dead. I mean, that's not good. We had to reschedule that one. So anyway, when Reggie's race comments were mentioned to him in 2013, Rod Carew just shook his head and said, quote, Reggie knows better. I don't know why he would say that. And it's interesting that no one rushed to agree with Reggie. I never met a manager in all my decades of baseball, then or since, who got along better with guys of color than Billy. So that's that's just not something I ever saw, and I was around the guy for 25 years and knew most of the players that played for him in those 25 years. He said, we know the truth. There was just something between those two guys. Reggie and Billy didn't get along. We have people like that, someone who you just can't seem to get on the same page with. I never talked to Reggie or Billy about it, but I never had to. It was there. Also, Mickey Morabito, the Yankees public relations director from 76 to 80, he spent a lot of time with the team, obviously. He said there were days when they loved each other and there were days that they hated each other. Something about Reggie irked Billy. Something about Billy irked Reggie. I don't know what's going on between us, Reggie said in 1977. I'm not sure. In April 9th, 1977. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's just very weird. He just like, I think part of it was in this, Reggie's an asshole in a lot of respects. He really is.
Sure.
Like when you read Sparky Lyle's book, you go, Jesus Christ, this guy is a fucking pain in the ass. But at the same time, there's something there that I don't think – it's weird. He's a dick, but Billy saw him as an extension of George Steinbrenner, I think, personally. Almost like a –
Yeah, because Steinbrenner's christened him as the my tool that I'm going to use to get up your ass.
Yes, yeah, well, totally. But not only that, he's like the rat in the unit, like in The Wire or something, when they send a guy in to spy on everybody. That's the way Billy looked at him. He's George's boy. He has lunch with George. So anything that goes on in here, he's going to go tell George about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what it is. So I don't think Reggie could help that being George's guy. You know what I mean?
You're probably right. Yeah, it's
George
not,
loved him, period.
Through no fault of his own other than playing baseball well.
That's it. So I think if like Reggie was there when he got there, probably wouldn't have been a big deal. But it was like, oh, you're going to bring this guy in. So the 1977 Yankees can't argue with on the field. 100 wins, 62 losses.
Dang.
First in the AL East.
Yeah.
They win the ALCS over Kansas City in 5 games. Go to the World Series, beat the Dodgers in 6.
Dang, yeah.
World Series fucking champion.
Yeah.
He's unfireable, right?
Yeah.
And they're number 1 in the American League in attendance as well. So every metric you can put for baseball success, people showed up. You made the most money of anybody, and you won the goddamn World Series. Anything else you can ask from the man?
And you beat those chicken shit losers that ran from us.
Yeah, exactly. And you beat those assholes. That's from the Patreon there. They took off, the son of a bitches.
Yeah, they ran from fucking Brooklyn.
Oh, man. So this is, the Yankee Stadium had just been renovated, so I mean he was making more money. This is terrific for George. He should have been thrilled. Sure. And this is what a fucking roster. This is crazy. Chris Chambliss, I'm going to read some interesting guys. Sure. Bucky Dent, who hit that home run, obviously. Yeah. Doc Ellis, the acid-taking, no-hitter throwing guy from the Pirates. Ron Guidry, who was just absolutely vicious back then. Just quite the squad. Catfish Hunter, Reggie Jackson, Cliff Johnson, Dave Kingman. Wow, Dave Kingman, I forgot he was on that team. Thurman Munson, Sparky Lyle, Mickey Rivers, Willie Randolph, Lou Piniella. A lot of guys on this squad, man. This is a really put-together squad here. And the coaching staff, by the way, is Billy Martin, and you have Elston Howard, who is a Yankee great, first black Yankee, by the way. Dick Hauser, Yogi Berra, Art Fowler, his always pitching coach, and Bobby Cox is on his staff.
Oh, no shit.
He's the guy who brought Bobby Cox into the major league coaching circles. Bobby Cox
started it.
Hall of Fame Atlanta Braves manager for 30 years or 25 years. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you a better way to relax with Soul.
GetSoul.com.
Oh, you know it. The holiday season can be stressful. It's happening. It's happening, whether we want it or not. Here it is. Endless shopping, travel, parties all the time. When I need to slow down and actually, chill out, relax, I like Soul's out-of-office gummies. The perfect balance of CBD and THC helps me and will help you find your calm place and find your peace of mind. Love these gummies. They're so good. Love all their products. Everything they make is good. The drinks are good. It's excellent. Soul is a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood, help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost that mood up, and enhance creativity and relaxation. With 5 different strengths, you can tailor the dose to fit your vibe, from the gentle 1.5 milligram microdose to their newest, and the one I prefer, 15 milligram gummy for a more elevated experience. And you will. Soul has a variety of products specifically designed to help you get a better night's rest, too, including their top-selling Sleepy Gummies, which are fan favorite, those Sleepy Gummies for deep restorative sleep. And if If you like their out-of-office gummies, try the out-of-office beverage. It's an alcohol-free alternative that's perfect for winding down on the couch, socializing with the friends. It's really good. Gluten-free, low in sugar, federally legal. No excuses. Get in there and get it.
Yeah.
Take advantage of Soul's Black Friday Cyber Monday deal now. For a limited time, get 40% off your entire order. Go to getsoul.com and use the code CRIMEINSPORTS. That's getsoul.com. Promo code CRIMEINSPORTS for 40% off. Don't miss their best deal of the year.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about AG1.
Oh, it's drinkag1.com.
Oh, you know it. That's what you want to do here. You got to have this AG1. Helps you stay one scoop ahead of the holidays, let's just say for now, and stress and things. It's going to help your body feel much better. Mm-hmm. It's so good. This stuff is going to help you a lot, especially holidays. You're going to be in airports. You're going to be around your family. You're going to be around all these places that cause a lot of strain on your system.
Feel better.
Absolutely. So you need this AG1. Antioxidants, probiotics, and functional mushrooms support immune resilience. You got also now the days are shorter. That throws off every rhythm that your body has. Yeah. This AG1 superfoods and B vitamins support steady energy without that crash. They have a full spectrum of micronutrients from whole foods that help fill in these nutrition gaps as well. That's what's so good too. You're not getting all what you need just from eating. No. Imagine having to plan that out. Well, I need a little bit of that. That's all you would do. We have jobs. You couldn't do it. AG1 will help you fill all that in here. And you're going to have stress and disrupted habits from everything you're doing. Well, AG1 can help with prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes that help support regularity and gut resilience. AG1 is good stuff. It's going to make you feel better. It's helping us stay in the game, and it can help you too. Head to drinkag1.com/crimeinsports to get a free welcome kit with an AG1 flavor sampler and a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 when you first subscribe. That's drinkag1.com/crimeinsports.
Now back to the show.
So here is about Reggie's. This is the June issue of Sport magazine. Hit the stands on Monday, May 23rd, 1977, with a title called Reggie in No Man's Land.
Yeah.
So there we go. This is when he said, quote, "I'm the straw that stirs the drink." Fucked it all up. He said Munson thinks he can be the straw that stirs the drink, but he can only stir it bad. That's the problem.
No.
Don't say
he stirs it left-handed.
Say I'm the straw that stirs the drink. Fine.
Yeah. He stirs it backwards.
Yeah, he stirs it counterclockwise. I ordered it shaken, not stirred. He fucked it all up.
Yeah. I wanted it blended.
So to say that the most beloved guy on the team by everybody who plays catcher gets the shit beaten out of him on a day. Catcher in the 70s was a hard position.
Yeah.
Everybody that came home ran into you. That's just the way it was. It's not like now where you're not allowed to touch anybody and everything is fucking... Everything is played like a game of fucking high school girls softball from the 40s or something.
Hurt, man.
Where, they didn't want to make their boobs bounce too much or whatever. Like
they wear a glove to slide, James.
That's what I mean.
They wear
ridiculous.
A mitten to slide.
A mitten.
It's not even a glove.
When I see them give the guy the mitten, I'm like, get the... and not to sound like we're 100 years old, but how many bases did Ricky Henderson steal without the aid of a mitten? And I never saw him jump up and go, "Oh, God, my hand," and run off the field. He just slid and he was fine. Build up calluses, pussies.
Willie Mays Hayes would staple the leather one that stole the glove up on the wall.
That's it.
What you got. Not a mitten, a fucking leather glove.
He wouldn't have had any room on his wall for a bunch of oven mitts. This is pathetic.
That's what it is.
It's the fucking giant oven mitt. It's ridiculous.
The first time I saw it, I was like, "What is this handle?
Oh, that's nice. Your grandma gave you an oven mitt. Terrific.
Yeah, I thought it was like the plastic mask that broken nose players wore in the 80s in the NBA.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he had a fractured thumb or something.
Bill
but
no,
it's so that he doesn't fracture his thumb.
Fucking insanity.
On the very rare occasion that you're gonna run your hand into something.
As soon as they get to the base, they run. "Oh, here's your mitten."
Yeah,
it's like
don't touch that hot pan.
Now your grandmother has a batch of cookies coming out in about 30 minutes, so we're gonna need that back.
They're peanut butter.
They're peanut butter. She made
those out fast.
She made enough for everybody, so we're all very excited about it.
You want them soft? We're gonna need that oven mitt.
She said, though, "Give me my oven mitt back." That was the problem. So
it's crazy.
Fucking goddamn. So this guy, you can't talk shit about the catcher who every day gets the living shit beaten out of him back there and is the captain and plays hard and doesn't complain and plays with injuries. That's the thing.
Oh, you're getting hit, but also being just fucking heckled by it, just taking a verbal abuse too all day.
It's a lot.
Being a catcher. Yeah.
It's just a lot being a catcher, and especially, like I said, back then, the equipment wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Guys could beat the shit out of you. And Munson was always playing with leg injuries, and everybody knew he was playing hurt all the time and everything like that. And you're talking shit about the guy. It didn't make – and he's been on the team forever, and he's the captain. So the guys were like, who the fuck are you to come in here and talk shit about this guy? You don't even know him. So that's
and their knees were fucked too.
Always. Always. Yeah, they didn't have those fucking wedges they sit on now that help a lot. None of that shit.
Yeah, the point was build your ass so you can sit on that.
That's why you saw guys like Tony Pena and guys like that sometimes just sitting on the fucking ground with their leg out. Like they're tired. They're beat. Yeah. So the article was filled with quotes from Reggie praising himself and predicting how he could help the imperfect Yankees. They're all fucked up, but I'm perfect, so it'll work. The interview with Sport Magazine writer Robert Ward took place inside the Banana Boat Bar on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. So a couple of drinks going on. Not a good time. Reggie might not have said that in the clubhouse after a loss. No. You know what I'm saying?
Probably not.
According to the story, minutes into the interview, Billy Martin, Mickey Mantle, and Whitey Ford walked into the bar and started playing backgammon in another section of the bar. Reggie bought them a round of drinks.
Yeah.
Of Billy, he said, quote, "He's no dummy. He's smart. He knows I can help this team. Billy is a winner. We won't have any problems, and I'll make it easier for him." You know, He also added that he had to lead the team, though. That's the only way they'd be successful. He was the team leader. He said, not Thurman Munson specifically. He can't do it. He called him insecure and jealous.
Really?
Now, here's what Thurman was pissed off about. Thurman was given a guarantee by George Steinbrenner that he would be the highest paid Yankee. He basically gave him favored nations. He said, you're the captain. Anybody except Catfish Hunter, who he had to pay to get.
Oh, really?
Thurman wanted to pay to get him. He said, that's fine. Anybody else besides Catfish Hunter, if we pay somebody, we will give you that amount of money. But then when Reggie got signed, they didn't give Thurman Reggie money. So Thurman was pissed. He was like, he promised me this. And now he's not giving it to, and now he's making it so this guy's the team leader because he's like, well, I'm getting paid twice as much as you, so obviously I'm twice as important. And that's how it works. So he was pissed off. Now Reggie, the article came out and the Yankees were pissed off. Obviously, it didn't work. Reggie said he was misquoted. That was his claim, which that's not going to work. Munson it had a response when he was told that Reggie insisted he was misquoted. Munson said, for 3,000 fucking words, he was misquoted? I doubt that. Literally. I don't think so.
It's a lot of misquoting in those and thousands of words.
Jeez, he wrote a novel, would put Reggie's name in it all over it. It's crazy.
Misquoted. Just got to have it in context.
Oh, man. So this was a big deal. They went to Billy, and Billy played it kind of upper. He just said fucking, I'm not going to say anything. He said, I don't care about it. Not important. Okay. Which was the smart thing to say. No need to do any of that. But by the time the Yankees headed out to batting practice, they said no one but Reggie's good friend, the backup catcher Fran Healy, was making any attempt to talk to Reggie. So no one would talk to Reggie that day. They acted like it was no big deal, but everyone was like, fuck that guy. Persona non grata, basically.
Sure.
They said the silent treatment continued throughout the pregame, just ignoring Reggie. Okay, now the Red Sox were up 4-2 in the seventh inning that night when Reggie hit a solo homer. So he crossed home plate. Piniella, who's the on-deck hitter, was waiting with the outstretched hand like you do. Give a guy a high five or whatever.
Well done. Yeah.
Reggie ran right past him without acknowledging it. Didn't give him a slap.
Team player.
Not okay. Yeah. See, Piniella, even though he's pissed at him, was still congratulations. This is what you do on a team, and Reggie didn't want to play that shit. So, as is customary, the book goes on to say, a gaggle of Yankees players and coaches and Billy waited near the step of the dugout nearest to home plate to greet and congratulate Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
But Reggie ran through foul territory toward the other end of the dugout, away from those guys. There's everybody waiting at the top steps, the ones closest to the dugout, and they're closest to home plate. And then there's the other entrance.
And he went the other entrance.
He went around and went to go literally around. Didn't want to go near everybody, which is so asking for trouble.
Very Bonds.
So stupid. Worse. It's fucking worse than Bonds. He descended the steps without acknowledging anyone and sat down in the corner of the dugout.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool. So after the game, the Yankees lost 4-3. Reporters asked Reggie why he refused to shake hands with his teammate, and he said his right hand was sore and he didn't want to aggravate it.
Oh, I can't be giving all those high fives.
Can't be doing. I'll fuck my hand up. Can't be shaking all those hands. It gets crazy out there. That's amazing. Told of the excuse, Munson didn't really talk to reporters that much. You didn't get any honesty from Munson. You just go, well, we went out there, we tried our best. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's all you'd get out of Munson. He wasn't a big quote machine. He said, quote, he's a fucking liar. He screamed across the clubhouse. Oh, man. Years later, Reggie said the obvious. It was just a reaction to the silent treatment he'd gotten before the game. So he was being pissed off. He said, you guys are going to be that way? Okay, I'll deal with it, is what he wrote in his book. He said, let's just move on and be open about it. You don't like me. I don't like you. Why hide it? He said that he was sulking, and he said, so they asked Billy Martin about the dugout snubbing. Billy Martin was also on the top of the steps, so he knew that he went around.
Oh, yeah, he watched it. Yeah.
Billy said, quote, I didn't notice.
Which is broke up about it.
I'm all broke up about, which I think is a great strategy with Reggie. He wants attention.
Pretend you don't see his horse shit.
Ignore him, basically. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see that.
Wow. I missed it.
What do you think of that chick's giant tits? Aren't they bouncing? I didn't even notice them. I don't know.
Missed them. Yeah.
That's the guy who she's going to go home with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. So May 25th, 1977. There's an article here saying Billy Martin, the Yankees' self-destructing manager.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, they're in first place. They're crushing it.
Yeah.
It just became this narrative that they would just keep talking about. You know what I mean? Just it was a narrative, period. That was that. So this article says, quote, I'm going to miss Billy Martin. Pretty soon he'll be gone unless he corrects his ways. And history shows that Billy Martin will not correct his ways. He has a death wish. He should be the happiest man in the world. He could be, but he's not. He drives himself to trouble, to tensions, to confrontations that are not needed. He challenges his superiors to duels. He slaps them across the face with a glove, leaving them no alternative. They talk about how it happened over and over in all the other places. They said it would have happened by now, but for the intercession of Gabe Paul. George Steinbrenner, the chief owner, wanted to unload his defiant manager last week. He wanted to fire Billy Martin in fucking May of a season they won 100 games and won the World Series. Dumb. But Gabe Paul, the general manager, prevented it. He said he asked George Steinbrenner, you want to win the pennant, don't you? And Steinbrenner said, of course I do. And he said, Martin will win it for you. So stop, just deal with it. So he said, win it, how? He is disrupting the team, the entire organization, is what Steinbrenner said. But Gabe Paul said, shut up, doesn't matter. Let him do it. Who cares? You know what I mean? I guess a week earlier, Martin had bitched publicly about the Yankees front office for a failure to make a roster move. The Yankees had an opening, and Martin wanted Elrod Hendricks, a catcher recalled from Syracuse, and Gabe Paul thought he called somebody else up. Mm-hmm. So he called Billy Martin, and he said, we have to talk about this thing right now. I'll come over to your place tonight. And Billy said, not tonight. I have something to do. Tomorrow, the team bus leaves for the airport at 3. I'll be at your office at 1. That'll give us 2 hours to talk. But then Billy Martin didn't show up.
Oh?
So they fined Billy Martin $2,500 for missing the meeting here. And Paul said the things he said about George were just terrible. And Steinbrenner said, and untrue. Martin lied about the whole situation. He's been in violation of his contract 4 distinct times. He could be fired right now. So they said Martin's troubles go beyond the front office. The air in the Yankee clubhouse is foul with uneasiness. Players tiptoe around, hardly speaking. They hide in their plush lounge like rich recluses. The Yankees clubhouse used to be a fun place. Now it's a funeral, oppressive. Newsmen ask questions apologetically. Why did you go down to the far end of the dugout after you hit the home run? Somebody asked Reggie. My hand is bothering me, he said facetiously. So they talk about that. So they said, why did you do it? And Reggie said, it's not easy here. That's all I want to say. It's not easy here. So they go on to that. And basically they're just talking about how shitty it is. June 19th, 1977. Okay. This is an interesting thing. This is when him and Reggie have some beef in the dugout here.
Here we go.
And Billy said, I show a player up when he shows the club up. This was, okay. This is literally an almost fist fight in the Yankee dugout during a Yankees-Red Sox game.
What did he say?
They said in an obvious expression of displeasure, Martin, the Yankees manager, removed Jackson from his right field position in the teeth of a Boston threat in the 6th inning after Jackson ran cautiously after a Red Sox hit. He fucking lazed after a ball, period. He totally just came up short on it. Didn't hustle after it. You can see the play. It's a big you can look it up on YouTube.
Did he miss it?
Yeah, he just kind of trotted up, played it on the bounce, didn't act like he needed to really attack it, and Billy lost his fucking mind and pulled him right out of the game in the middle of the inning out of right field, which embarrassed Reggie.
Yeah.
And pissed him off. So Jackson, in full view of a national television audience, trotted into the dugout and confronted Martin, arms waving. Yeah. Now, what do you think's going to happen when you confront Billy Martin in public with your arms waving?
Yeah, he throws punches and shit.
He's going to throw a punch. Now, Elston Howard, who's a big son of a bitch, too. He's a big ex-Yankee catcher, big guy at that point, stepped between them when Martin tried to pursue Jackson down the runway to the club. He's twice Billy's size and half his age. He'd kill Billy Martin.
Leaving the stadium.
He could rip Billy in half, and he's like, I'm going to fight that giant guy. I don't give a fuck. So he tried to chase him down the clubhouse, the runway to the clubhouse. Dick Hauser and Yogi Berra held him back. Martin said, quote, I only ask one thing of my players, hustle. He said, it doesn't take any ability to hustle. When they don't hustle, I don't accept that. When a player shows the club up, I show him up. That's fair. He said, the confrontations here now compared with previous ones, this is much worse. He's had problems with players, but never this bad. He said, it's the worst I've had. Words were said that I didn't like at all. So this was a big fucking deal, this whole thing. And, I don't know, man. You can't do that. You can't laze after a ball like that and then get mad when you get called out on it.
Yeah.
They asked Elston Howard about it, and he said, I didn't do a damn thing. He said, I've always been a peacemaker. Like, none of this shit's my fault.
I was trying to stop it, yeah.
Hey, no, that's right. According to the cameraman on the NBC TV camera on the side of the Yankee dugout that swung right to the dugout, Martin yelled, cover that fucking thing about the camera to the players, like cover up that shit. To a bat boy when he saw the camera pointed. The bat boy went over and tried to drape a towel over the camera lens.
Oh, shit.
You don't disobey Billy. You go do it.
No,
you know what I mean? So to shield it, but the cameraman just pulled it off and kept filming it because this is good TV right here.
Sure is.
Billy said, what's television got to do with the game? Well, kind of everything. It's where all your money comes from at this point. Not then, but at this point in the game. Yeah. Do they tell you how to win? He said, we won without him last year, didn't we? That's what he replied about Jackson, by the way, when someone asked about him. So, Reggie had no play on the fly ball. That's the thing. Reggie wasn't going to make the play.
No.
On this
he wouldn't
fly
make
ball.
it either way. Yeah.
He wasn't going to make it, but he didn't try. That's the thing.
Well, yeah. But maybe he's so good, playing devil's advocate.
Oh, yeah,
maybe he's so good that
thing.
He knows that he can't make it, so he just looks lazy because he's so good and so athletic. It just looks lazy. It looks easy.
A lot of people said that about Joe DiMaggio, that he was so smooth that
so
it looked
talented. Yeah,
and Bernie Williams was the same way.
It just looks easy.
They run like deer, and they're so smooth that they make it look like they're not hustling when it's just they're just graceful. You know what I mean?
They're moving their ass off. They just look amazing.
They're just graceful. That's all. Yeah, this isn't what Reggie's not graceful. No, you can tell when he's hustling when he's not.
Portly.
Yeah, he's a stocky son of a bitch. He's muscular.
There's a lot of man.
Big giant thighs and shit. He's thundering after shit. So he said, but he didn't chase it. And Rice was running hard from home plate, saw that Reggie was slowing approach, and took second base on it. That's why you hustle.
Shit. Yeah,
you hustle to the ball to keep him from taking an extra base, because back then guys will take a fucking base. Now they don't, but back then they would. Yeah. So Billy said, fuck that. Billy came out to pull the pitcher out of the game and put Sparky Lyle in. After Lyle reached the mound, Billy returned to the dugout, and that's when he sent Paul Blair out to right field, which is also a very funny piece of footage to watch a man run out to right field, and basically the Yankees have two right fielders for a minute. Because Reggie's like, what's going on? And Paul Blair's like, you just see him shrug and go, I don't know, man. They just sent me out there, so I guess you should go in. And he's like, I'm not going. He's like, I don't know, dude. I'm not going back in that dugout telling Billy, you sent me back. Billy sent me out here. I'm going. So anyway, Lyle, who can't stand Reggie Jackson in this fucking book at all, because he just stirred the shit on the team and didn't like him, he paused to watch all this and said, oh, this ought to be good. He was like, this is great. This is fun. Reggie, seeing Paul Blair running, you see him on the film pointing to his chest, and he says, you're here for me? Like, you're coming in for me? And he said, what's going on? And Blair said, you got to ask Billy. And shrugging, I don't know.
Run in there and have a chat with him about it.
You should go talk to him. I'll be out here.
I'll be out here about it.
He said, he told me I'm in for you. And Blair, years later, said he knew exactly what was going to happen next. He said, I was happy to be out in the outfield so I didn't have to be near it. And he laughed. I don't want any part of that shit.
Stay right here.
No part. So he ran in and went up to Billy and said, what did I do to get pulled out? And Billy jumped up from the bench and said, you showed me up by not hustling, so I'm going to show your ass up.
Yeah.
Reggie said, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what he's talking about. You just watched Jim Rice take a fucking second base on a blooper to right field. Yeah. That's why, you dummy. So Billy said, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You loafed after that ball. Anyone who doesn't hustle isn't playing for me. Mm-hmm. So that's when Reggie pulled off his glasses.
Oh.
He's got those gold-rimmed glasses. He pulled them up. Now, Reggie said that wasn't because he was planning to fight, but because his glasses were getting fogged up in the sweat and the heat.
I'm so mad.
Yeah. So Reggie told Billy, you're not a man. So then Billy heard that, turned around and said, I ought to kick your ass.
I'll show you a man.
So Reggie said, who do you think you're talking to, old man?
Oh, no, don't say that.
Who do you think you're talking to, old man? You showed me up on national TV. So that's when Billy said, cover that fucking camera up to the bat boy, because he was going to go snuff Reggie out, basically. So then NBC's Joe Garagiola, who's the play-by-play guy or the color man, said they're going to confront each other right here in the dugout. Like,
they're going to do it.
This is good TV, man. In the Yankees radio booth, now we got Phil Rizzuto watching the quarrel. They're ex-teammates and everything. And Rizzuto said, oh, Billy's really hot now. Watch out. Because he knows Billy. He's going to punch somebody. I know this.
This is not going to go well.
And Billy charged at Reggie. He tried to fight him, which is insane. Yeah. To fight one of your own players is insane in the dugout.
And your biggest one.
And a big, giant guy, half your age.
The most popular, all of it.
So Yogi Berra, who'd known Billy since 1949, and like Rizzuto, knew when shit was about to go off with Billy, had already gotten in between him and Reggie, knowing that this is going to happen. Elston Howard grabs Billy, and you can see that. And he tried to grab Reggie because he's big, so that helped. In this, they say from the book, unnoticed in the drama, the two men had maneuvered like trained bar bouncers accustomed to diffusing confrontations. Yeah. I guess if you're one of Billy's coaches, stopping him from getting in fights is probably half your job. You know what I mean? Watching the two former Yankees catchers move tactically in tandem without saying a word was Ron Guidry, the young pitcher who was sitting on the dugout bench, old Louisiana Lightning there. As Guidry told author Harvey Araton, Berra and Howard both stood up as soon as Billy told Blair to get his glove. They knew there was going to be a fight as soon as he sent Blair into the game.
Blair, gloves.
He's, oh, shit, get up. Guidry said they had the smarts to know that this doesn't look good. Something's going to happen here. Nobody else did, just them. Me, I'm sitting there on my butt, never even thought about getting up.
Yeah.
Doesn't know Billy Martin that well, too. He just came up, and Guidry's not, hasn't known Billy for 20 years. Guidry actually thought that maybe it would be best if Billy and Reggie had the fight, and many thought it was inevitable right then to get it over with.
Yeah,
Guidry,
let's do it.
Yeah, Guidry said at that moment, if you asked me, I would have said we should let the sons of bitches go. Just let them fight.
Wow.
See what happens. Whatever.
Okay.
So Elston Howard, though, said the two were never really close and less than friendly later in life about him and Billy, but Howard did not much like the way Reggie conducted himself either. With several current and former Yankees listening one night in 1977, Howard was asked where Reggie would have fit in on the great Yankee teams of the 50s and early 60s. Howard said fifth outfielder, which is a huge insult.
Yes.
Not even the first guy coming in.
Right.
Fifth outfielder.
Yeah.
A pinch
Who
hitter,
never
essentially.
plays.
Yeah. A pinch fucking hitter. But Howard knew that letting Billy and Reggie duke it out would be an epic embarrassment to the entire franchise, and that he and Yogi spent way too much time trying not to let any of this shit happen, to let all the image of the Yankees be torn asunder by this bullshit. Berra, Yogi, who was 52 years old at the time, which, by the way, Yogi at anything under 70 just seems really weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've never seen him as a young man.
It's so strange. Even as a young man, he looked like he was 68 years old.
He's always had giant ears and giant nose.
Jowls, and he just always looked like an old man. So they go, Berra, 52 years old, was a bear of a man at the time, and he grabbed, because Yogi looks like this little guy. He was a thick son of a bitch. Yogi hit a lot of fucking home runs, and he was a tough bastard.
He got real skinny there in the end. Wait,
well, when he was
old,
old.
He's dead, right?
Yogi's dead. Yeah, he died.
Yeah. Poor little guy. But yeah, and you see him as a small, skinny man, and you're just like, oh, that little guy used to play baseball. That's crazy.
No, he was still a big guy. I mean, to play catcher in the 40s, you had to be a tough son of a bitch. I mean, you were getting run over a lot. So at the time, he grabbed Billy by the belt and crotch, which was an especially effective way to control someone. You grab their nutsack and their belt, they're not going anywhere.
That does nothing for the legend of Yogi being tiny either.
Yeah.
Reached up and grabbed his belt
He
buckle.
just knew. He was bigger than Billy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it.
In
my head, I see him being this little dinky old man. It's so cute.
That's funny. Billy said Yogi had hands like vices. He's an old catcher.
Yeah.
Strong hands. He said, I wanted to get at Reggie in the worst way, but Yogi had a hold of me. I also wanted to keep both the balls in my sack. It was my thing.
He had a hold of me. All of me.
All of me. He said that Reggie, meanwhile, was not exactly straining to get at Billy, but he was close enough and agitated enough until Howard moved him away. When the two combatants, Mike Torres, told Reggie in Spanish to go to the clubhouse and cool off. Yeah. Another teammate, Jimmie Wynn, helped push Reggie to the ramp to the locker room. Reggie screaming as he left, "You never liked me," to Billy. They said it had been fewer than 12 furious seconds, yet it left the dugout and a national TV audience spent. In homes across America, there was a collective gasp and gulp. It was as if if baseball fans nationwide had inched toward their television screens to take in every millisecond of the dugout drama, then leaned back in their easy chairs to let out a tension-relieving exhale. Billy was the best-known manager in baseball. Reggie was one of the 4 or 5 best-known players in the game. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Boston, they nearly had a toe-to-toe fist fight, and it was framed in the confines of an undersized bench area. Well, it's small in there, so, that happens. Wow. Has there ever been a scene like that in an American sport? The answer was probably yes, but it had never been broadcast on national television is the thing.
Everybody didn't see it.
Now it's happened a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Robert Horry and Danny Ainge with the towel. I mean, it's happened.
Sprewell and what was
all over.
Carlissimo? Who was that?
PJ, that was in practice. So that wasn't on national TV, though. That was in a practice.
When he choked a coach, didn't he do that on a game?
Fuck no. It was during a practice. No one was there. No cameras were there. Only team guys were there. Yeah.
I swear I've seen it.
You have not seen it. I
really?
Assure you. Or maybe they had a camera in the practice facility, but it certainly wasn't on national television or during a game.
I swore there was like a
during
picture
a practice.
of it.
Possibly. There might be a still, because they used to always tape practices so they could look at films and stuff. So it's possible it's on film, I'm pretty sure. But it definitely didn't happen during a game on TV, for sure.
Did anybody ever choke a coach during a game?
No, definitely not. Just throw a towel at them or point at them or something like that. So soon after, this is when people started to take sides. That's the thing. They said, watching a videotape of the game, it's fascinating to see how quickly Billy and the rest of the Yankees try to pretend that nothing of consequence occurred.
Yeah, it was kind of a big deal.
They said there was complete calm in the Yankees' dugout. Billy turned his attention to the field, mute and still, but for a twitch of his eye. On the Yankees' bench, the players stared straight ahead. Lyle threw a pitch to Carl Yastrzemski, who grounded to first. Fisk flied out. No runs scored. The whole team was in the dugout. A clubhouse boy ran over to Lou Piniella. Okay, Piniella said, quote, "This kid said Reggie wanted to see me in the clubhouse. All the players were sitting on the bench just going about their business. No one wanted any part of this. But I went into the clubhouse and found Reggie standing there in a T-shirt and his uniform pants. Reggie told Piniella he'd left his baseball spikes on so he would have good footing in the clubhouse carpeting during the fist fight he planned to have with Billy when the game was over. He's getting ready.
Cheating in it.
You're right. Shit.
You're bigger than him and you need traction?
Traction?
Jesus.
Fuck. Yeah. I guess he's been told Billy will throw a punch.
He's ready to throw his hardest one.
Fuck yeah. Piniella said, I told Reggie to get a beer, shower, and go back to the hotel. You can't have a fight with the manager. That's no good for you, no good for Billy or the ball club. Reggie, who had doubled and singled earlier in the game, responded that Billy had humiliated him on national television.
Right.
Now, Fran Healy, Reggie's best friend on the team, arrived in the clubhouse as well. Healy strongly advised Reggie to fucking go home, leave the park and go. Finally, Reggie dressed and was escorted to the little-used Fenway Park exit in center field. He emerged into the sunlight of Lansdowne Street and then walked unnoticed to the Boston Sheraton a few blocks away. After the game, which the Yankees lost 10-4, Billy was irritated, but certain he had done the right thing. In his manager's office beneath Fenway's grandstand was the same one where Casey Stengel once expounded on the virtues of Billy's fight with Jimmie Piersall. Now Billy sat behind the manager's desk, his back to a red brick wall, facing a throng of reporters from New York and Boston. Billy said, you can't let any player think he's bigger than the team, and his teammates deserve maximum effort. When a player shows up the team, I show up the player. Right. So the reporter said, did you think twice about pulling Reggie in a close game? And Billy said, we won last year without him, didn't we? We don't need him.
Yeah.
They said, did you consider a more conventional means of discipline? And he said, how do you fine a superstar? Take away his Rolls Royce? Yeah. Because traditionally, you'd fine the guy $500. Billy's making, this guy's making $2.9 million. What are you going to do? You know?
Take away his car.
I don't have the power to do that. They said, was the incident bad for baseball since the game was on national television? And Billy said, what's television got to do with the game? Did that help us win? I don't care if it went out to the whole world.
He loves to get clarification on things. What's that got to do with this? What's that got to do with that? What's
why are you even?
What's love got to do with this?
What's love got to do? Why are you even asking this shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck's your problem. So the task took several hours. They tried to find Reggie at this point and said they couldn't find him for several hours because he was at the Sheraton. Eventually, after fielding multiple requests, Reggie invited a handful of his favorite New York writers to his hotel suite where he was drinking a bottle of white wine with Mike Torres. Reggie walked around the suite shirtless and holding a Bible. Come on, glass of white wine in one hand, Bible in the other. Gonna tell you some shit. Shut up, Reggie. What are you doing?
If you love chilling mysteries, unsolved cases, and a touch of mom-style humor, Moms and Mysteries is the podcast you've been searching for. Hey guys, I'm Mandy.
And I'm Melissa. Join us every Tuesday for Moms and Mysteries, your gateway to gripping, well-researched true crime stories. Each week, we deep dive into a variety of mind-boggling cases as we shed light on everything from heists to whodunits. We're your go-to podcast for mysteries with a motherly touch. Subscribe now to Moms and Mysteries wherever you get your podcasts.
You imagine that shit? That's awesome. He's like fucking Jimmy Swaggart, but shirtless. This is what we need.
Wandering with the glass of white wine is the capper, I think.
That's what makes it hilarious.
It could be any drink, and he's drinking like
a Chardonnay is the funniest.
Like a mom of 3 at 3 in the afternoon.
For sure. He's drinking a Riesling is hilarious.
Like he's got a cheesecake in the fridge.
So chilling. Wild. Is the brie chilled? Well, bring it out. Jesus, what are we doing here? My Riesling
is it solid yet? Bring it out.
My Riesling is getting room temperature. We can't have this. I like a slight chill with my white.
It's a Jell-O cheesecake. It's not even baked.
No, not at all. Oh, God. He said he had just received a call from the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson called him for some reason. Reggie said, "It makes me cry the way they treat me on this team. The Yankee pinstripes are Ruth and Garrigan, DiMaggio and Mantle, but I'm just a black man to them who doesn't fucking know how to be subservient. I'm a big black man with an IQ of 160.
Wait, what?
Making $700,000 a year, and they treat me like dirt. They've never had anyone on their team like me before. No, they've never had anybody holding a glass of Riesling claiming to have a 160 IQ. No one has ever done that before. You are right, Reggie. That's a fact. Wow.
Only a moron would say that.
I would definitely check and see how much white wine has been drank from these bottles. Yeah. Is this motherfucker serious?
Just open the trash and see how many bottles are in there.
Yeah, an IQ of 160, eh?
Yeah. Isn't the most 120?
No. What?
What? Is it 120?
No.
What is it?
No. Highest ever recorded is like 180 or 90 or some shit.
Really?
Some physicist, Stephen Hawking, they said is like a 180 or some shit. Einstein had like a 160, and he fucking like figured out how to split the atom, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Isn't that the highest the IQ test measures though?
No, it measures all the way up. Yeah, you can be over 200 in an IQ test. Yes. Yeah. It's 120.
Who's recorded that fucking high?
Oh, God, Jesus. Thank God 120 isn't the highest. Imagine if 120 was the highest and the average is 100. That would mean everybody's fucking, most of the country is dumb as fuck.
I just thought the chasm between 100 and 120 was vast. That's all.
No. I know for a fact it's not. No.
Now I'm fascinated with smart people, but we'll move on.
We'll talk after the show.
Reggie's probably not one of those, though, is the point.
160 seems a bit much, is what I'm saying.
That's high, yeah.
That's a little high. Asked about
baseball IQ.
There you go. Well, baseball IQ, we would have known to hustle after that ball, or Jim Rice will take second. So I'd give him a lower baseball IQ, actually.
His behavior has just negated that argument.
That's the thing. The problem is, this is when the year Reggie becomes fucking, Mr. October and all that shit. So asked about George Steinbrenner, Reggie said, "I love that man. He treats me like I'm somebody. The rest of them treat me like dirt."
Yeah.
Billy, meanwhile, was about 4 blocks away at a bar called Daisy Buchanan's. He's hanging out at a bar. So they got to go talk to him and all that kind of shit.
Sounds like a rad place, though. That's a great name for a bar.
Yeah, it's not bad. Now, I guess Morabito here got Billy back to the hotel, and Morabito said he was really upset. Billy always felt he had to stand up for himself or for the Yankee way. He thought he might lose the respect of the team if he didn't. But after it was over, he usually felt terrible. Not because he thought he was wrong, but because he knew there would be trouble. For a guy who was in a lot, he really didn't like trouble. He said, though, there were a lot of nights like that in 77 and 78. He was Billy being Billy, and Billy took a big toll, and being Billy took a big toll on him. He'd be very upset and not know how to process all of it. And also the next day in the newspapers, it's on the front page, or the pictures of all this shit. And Steinbrenner is a little bit pissed off. He called Gabe Paul, the general manager, and said, "This is how my team is perceived around the country. We look like lunatics and screaming maniacs. Get Reggie and Billy together and fix this." Good fucking luck. So Gabe Paul called Billy's house and talked to Gretchen, his wife.
Oh.
Okay, so Gretchen said, "Billy said he was going to breakfast in Gabe Paul's room with Reggie. He promised me he'd remain calm. He wanted to get it over with. But I was worried. I knew Billy didn't think Reggie was a good teammate." So the breakfast, according to the book, was a bizarre meeting. Gabe Paul tried to get both men to admit they overreacted. Neither would admit that.
Mm-hmm.
And the notion especially annoyed Billy, who expected Paul, as part of management, to support the manager. Reggie spoke to Paul as if Billy weren't in the room, accusing him of trying to embarrass him.
Shit.
Reggie insisted he did nothing wrong and that he hustled after that fly ball, which he obviously didn't.
Really?
You watched the fucking footage. He didn't hustle at all. I mean, I've seen it 100 times. Not at all.
Interesting.
Yeah. Billy, Reggie said, was just looking for an excuse to blame him for something. Billy jumped up from his side of the table and said, quote, "Get up, boy. I'm going to kick the shit out of you." So now Reggie turned to Gabe Paul and said, "You heard it. You heard him call me boy."
Yeah.
And he said, "Gabe, you're Jewish. You understand the comment. How do you think I feel when he says that to me?" Billy said, "It's just an expression. We call each other boy where I grew up," which back in the day, they all did call each other boy. That was...
It's also a demeaning... It means you're not a man. There's no racist context to it when you call... That's what Billy's saying, right?
No, he's saying that's just how an expression that I use on everybody all the time.
Yeah, okay.
Which I've heard many accounts of Billy in bar fights with big rednecks calling him boy. So it's just how he talks to people. When he's talking to a black guy in the 70s who's on his team, he should probably understand that that's a different context, but that's what I call everybody. It has nothing to do with that. But understand context and place and time, and that's, whatever. So Gabe Paul ordered Billy to sit down and soon realized this shit wasn't going to work, basically. Mm-hmm. The next day, Billy insisted the meeting had brought a resolution to the dispute, though. Billy told the reporters, "We went over everything and everything turned out fine. There's no problem. Yesterday is history." Okay. So the next 24 hours played out like the Cuban Missile Crisis, the book says.
Yeah.
The explosive device in this case was Steinbrenner, who arrived in Detroit convinced he should fire Billy for failing to get the best out of Reggie.
Oh.
So Fran Healy, the backup catcher and Reggie confidant, now by the time the Yankees left Detroit 3 days later, Healy was being called Kissinger, being like a negotiating between powers, basically. On Monday, Healy met Reggie for lunch in the lobby of the team's hotel here. Now, Healy explained that the two had to work together to keep George from firing Billy. Healy's reasoning was twofold. One, it would probably not be the best thing for the team. And two, if Billy was fired, his legion of fans would mercilessly attack fucking Reggie Jackson. He would be hated by the fans after that. He said, and so with most of the rest of the team, Reggie's life would go from complicated to untenable. Reggie agreed, and Healy and Reggie went to see George in his hotel room. Reggie pleaded with George not to fire Billy because it would look as if Reggie were running the team, and that would make not only all the fans, all the team hate him too, and that would be fucked. George agreed to spare Billy, but only if he and Reggie called a truce. So Billy allowed Phil Rizzuto to persuade him to play golf in the morning. When Billy returned to the hotel, Fran Healy was waiting for him and explained what had already happened that day. Healy said Billy was pretty shaken, but he started to realize he had to do something right away, so he called George. It was 5 p.m. and the Yankees were at Tiger Stadium were to play at Tiger Stadium at 8:15. Billy went to George's room where George laid down some new ground rules for his manager. Principally, he wanted Billy to be civil to Reggie at all times. Okay. As a first show of unity, Billy called Reggie and the two agreed to drive to Tiger Stadium together. You put them in a car together, they got to come up with something. They got to either kill each other
close quarters
or come up with a fucking plan. At 6 p.m., with Billy at the wheel of a rental car, the manager and player, who 2 days earlier had nearly slugged it out at Fenway, drove to the ballpark. Imagine being a Detroit area baseball fan, driving home from work and pulling up at a stoplight and seeing Billy Martin driving Reggie Jackson to the ballpark. Yeah. That would have been interesting. Billy and Reggie arrived at Tiger Stadium uneventfully and walked into the clubhouse together. With Steinbrenner seated in an upstairs suite for the game, Billy brought the lineup card to the umpires at home plate just before the first pitch, like always happens. The Tiger Stadium fans, who like baseball fans everywhere, were well aware of the Boston confrontation, rose to their feet and gave Billy a standing ovation. Billy waved his cap, because also he was in Detroit, if we remember. When Reggie took his place in right field, he was roundly booed. He, too, waved his cap like Billy did when he waved his cap.
Yeah.
He waved his cap to the booing, which I love. I also love.
Hello, that's me.
There
you just
you go.
Smile at that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, wait. Who cares?
You're paying. I'm getting paid. Shut up.
No, I'll be the heel.
Yeah.
Whatever. Someone's got to be the heel. Fuck it. Either way, you're watching me and you care.
You're paid to get in, man. That's great.
It. So during the game, the Yankees issued a statement. They said there will not be a change in our organization. We don't feel there's a better manager than Billy Martin, and we want the Yankees to have the best.
Yeah.
And now Healy, in his last act of Detroit diplomacy, got Reggie and Munson to go to dinner with him that night after the game. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Thurman is not easy to deal with. He's prickly, and he doesn't do shit. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe because Healy's a backup catcher. They knew each other. Maybe that's how he did it. I'm not sure. It didn't settle much. Munson was still pissed off, but at least they were on speaking terms now. So there's that. Billy said yesterday it felt like I had a 600-pound weight around my neck. Today it only feels like 300 pounds. That's nice. Now, near the halfway point in the season, the Royals swept the Yankees in Kansas City, and during that series, Reggie made an error one night and then another in the next game. The second came when he butchered a ball in right field with Sparky Lyle on the mound. What should have been a double became an inside-the-park home run when Reggie dropped the ball at his feet 3 times. I've seen this footage, too. He picked it up, dropped it, picked it up, dropped it, picked it up, dropped it. Couldn't get a hold of it.
That's pretty good, yeah.
After the inning, Sparky Lyle, in front of the rest of the team, told Reggie in the dugout to get his head out of his ass.
Oh?
Which is fine. You boot a ball, it bounces off your glove. Everybody makes mistakes. You can't fucking throw a ball 3 times. Get your shit together, dude. What are you doing?
3 times.
3 times. Reggie, but also you're not supposed to show up your fielders. You're supposed to go over there and go, it's all right, you get him next time, don't worry about it. That's the magnanimous thing to do. Reggie said nothing to Lyle, although he told reporters about it afterwards, which further incensed Lyle. Like, talk to me, motherfucker, I came up to you. Billy stayed out of the dispute. Billy said, I didn't hear anything. I know we didn't hit enough to win the game. There you go.
Oh?
Yeah. So all sorts of shit going on here. This is a lot. Okay, here's some stuff. Reggie Jackson in the newspaper. This is in the Tallahassee Democrat, but it's from the New York News here by a guy named Dick Young. He says, Reggie Jackson has this little disconcerting habit of his. You're arguing a point with him, and he reaches into his pocket and takes out a fat roll of $100 bills and starts counting them under your nose. That makes him right.
Yeah.
That's like the old...
Because he's made money at this, he's right. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's
like the Mr. Show sketch where they go, the list of who's the best, who makes the most money. He goes, Einstein, it's supposed to be real smart. He goes,
how much
very, very poor. He goes, in a show like some other guy, and I go, this guy, much better guy, a lot of money.
Look at his house.
Look at his house. And this was the same thing they used to do with Roger Maris back in the day. Roger Maris, people would harass him at certain times, and he would go, yeah, well, I make $80,000 a year. How much money you make? This is when that was a lot of money. And so after a while, when people would heckle, the teammates would go, come on, Raj, hit him with your wallet. Let's go. They were like, nice comeback, asshole. That's all you got? Yeah. Oh, man, that's fucking funny.
Maybe that bat's not strong enough. That's all.
That's it.
Pull your wallet out.
Come on, Raj, hit him with your wallet. That's what you're going to say. So they go on to say he is loaded with what is this? It's hard to see this. With contumely, this wonderfully mixed up man. But when someone like Billy Martin puts him down, Reggie reaches for the old crutch. They're treating me like an N-word. Yeah. He screams at reporters. This guy says, Ali did that 12 years ago, but better. Okay. Because they were calling him that. You know what I mean? Funny thing, 2 weeks before Reggie's exciting dugout brawl with Billy Martin, I was screamed at in the Yankee clubhouse by Martin and shoved. You needn't be black for Billy Martin to abuse you. He's not bigoted. He'll fight anyone who doesn't agree with Billy Martin. George Steinbrenner told Jackson in a private meeting, cut out this racist thing. He says, Steinbrenner said, never has a man's color or where he goes to church been a part of my life. It's an insult to me when you say that, and I'm ticked off about it. Now shape up and play the way you can and get along with your manager. I don't expect you two to hug each other and have breakfast together, but you got to pull together. Yeah. Then he told Billy Martin, Steinbrenner did, you haven't been working at your job. On the field, you're great, but you don't do your homework in the office. You're coasting on last year's pennant. Forget it. The first year you win, it's easy. It's 10 times tougher to repeat. Who is George Steinbrenner talking to?
Yeah, right. Is he talking to himself?
He's been in baseball for literally 5 years.
Yeah.
Billy Martin's been in baseball since the fucking day he shot out of his mother's cooch.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
It's nothing new for him.
This is nothing new. And he's actually repeated World Series and won multiple.
Yeah, he's done it before. Yeah.
He knows how this works. Steinbrenner does not.
How hard it is.
Which is pretty funny. He said, if I want to keep you here, but don't let me down this time. You'll push me over the wall again, and I'll promise you I'll throw you over it. Yeah. Then he told Thurman Munson, you were my leader last year. You'd come up to the office, put your feet on my desk, and we'd chat. What happened? You and Reggie have a beef. Okay, it's over. He comes to you and extends his hand. You don't shake his hand and say, get the fuck out of here. That stuff is out. So anyway, Munson said to him it felt like that Steinbrenner didn't want him to be the leader.
Oh?
He wanted it to be Reggie Jackson. So it's a sibling rivalry essentially at this point.
Sure.
Is what it is. Mommy likes the little brother better, and that's that. So Billy Martin survived the whole thing, though, and everything like that. But it's a lot. Yeah, that's too much. Now, at home, Billy's got a whole other thing going on here.
Oh?
They said, here's from the book. With school out for the summer, Gretchen and Billy Joe had moved into the New Jersey hotel suite. Gretchen would not stay the entire summer. For the most part, Billy Joe remained with his father. Gretchen said later, it was uncomfortable. I knew what was going on with Billy when I wasn't around. It was as I expected when he went to New York. I knew it was ending. It was coming apart. Meaning, when she's not there, he's out drinking fucking broads and doing what he does.
Yeah.
Now I'm here. It's all falling apart. Billy Joe went to all the home games with his father and often went on the road with the Yankees. It was an enjoyable time for him, running around in Yankee Stadium wearing a miniature replica of his father's number 1 jersey and spending days and nights with a father he had not seen regularly since Billy took over the Yankee job in 1975. A post-game routine developed, win or lose. Billy Joe said later, after games, we'd usually go to a restaurant with the coaches. We'd get a big table, but my dad would go off to the bar by himself. He would sit there kind of nursing his drink with this intense look, and you could see the wheels turning in his head. He was replaying the game. Mm-hmm. Jesus, you could almost see him going over situations. Should I have hit for that guy? Did I take a pitcher out too late? Should I have bunted there? If it was a tough game or a loss, he might stay there for 2 drinks. But most of the time, just from his body language, you could see when he was wrapping up his thoughts on the game and he had put it away. Then he would get up and come over to the table and say, hey, Pard, how's your day? Where you go? What are you going to get for dinner? Then he could rejoin the crowd, but he had to replay the game first. It was like a ritual. They said Billy Joe was 13 at the time. Imagine being 13 and this is your summer. That's the coolest fucking thing in the world.
Not bad.
Oh, my God. That is amazing. Fucking amazing. Billy Joe said that Reggie went out of his way. He said that, he'd hang out with the other children of the other players and often with Reggie Jackson. He said, Reggie went out of his way to be nice to me. He played catch with me almost every day. He probably did it for obvious reasons, but the fact is he did it, and I think my dad appreciated that. They did have a relationship. They did clown around and talk to each other. They weren't always at odds. Those peaceful times just always seemed to have had an expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Billy Joe said about the whole 77 season, it was stressful but fun. I did notice on some of the worst days my dad would not eat, not much, and that worried me. He'd drink, though.
That's
the thing.
Job. Yeah.
It's like Blazing Saddles. A man drink like that and doesn't eat, he gonna die. I mean, you can't do that. That's not good. He gonna die. Billy Joe said also at this time, years later, he was told about the fact that during the 77 season, Billy was a mess and he was struggling and juggling girlfriends while his wife was staying in his hotel room and his kid was with him. It's hard.
Yeah.
Billy Joe said he hid all that from me then. It was just the two of us. I never saw any women when I was there. But he said later on in life he knew better. He said there were things that were harder to deal with as when I got older and wiser. I knew better. But remember, he and my mom were together nearly 20 years. My dad never wanted to do anything to disrespect my mom, and certainly not in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Later on in July, he's still having problems. He still thinks he's going to get fired all the time. He said, quote, it's like being on death row. You never get used to it. You never know when they're coming to get you. Oh, man.
Yeah, probably worse than because death row you tend
have
to
a date.
Yeah, you get a warrant and it's all signed and
they come to you and ask you what you want for dinner. For Christ's sake, that's how you know you're going to die when they go anything you want.
Free
bud.
haircut.
Yeah, free haircut and a steak dinner. You know you're fucked at that point. Billy's not getting that shit. Imagine if George took him to a barber shop, put a T-bone in front of him, and that was like, I got bad news for you.
As soon as he hands the card to him and it's just all steak, I'm being fired, aren't I?
Fuck.
Shit.
So an anonymous Yankee player told the newspaper, there is no discipline on this club, not one damn bit. He said there used to be, but there isn't now. He's letting the guys get away with anything they want.
Uh-huh.
One of the gripes of some veterans in the Yankee clubhouse has been turned into one of the complaints about the clubhouse is that it's been turned into a day nursery. Players are bringing their kids to work with them.
What?
One outfielder said, this is supposed to be a place of business. You don't see a banker or a stockbroker taking his kids to the office with him. And by the way, this is a lot of what came into later on, the reason why baby Ken Griffey Jr. was such a fucking whining baby. Yeah. One of the greatest players of all time, but good God, get over yourself. You're not special because your dad was fucking Ken Griffey. Sorry. He said he'd never, ever, ever play for the Yankees because when his dad played for the team, they wouldn't let him run around on the field and sit in the dugout. Well, guess what?
Oh, is that right?
Abso-fucking-lutely look it up. I wasn't allowed to run around in the dugout or fucking either, or play on the field when I was a kid either. So shut the fuck up, you spoiled brat. Talk about a spoiled little fucking brat.
That's a crazy quote.
That's a crazy quote.
Wow, they wouldn't let me run the bases.
I wanted to run and they didn't let me. That's literally what he said.
If the Yankees were the only team that gave me a contract, I'd retire.
Yep. And why is that?
Because they wouldn't let him run.
Because they wouldn't let him play on the field.
Get your blank
when he was
kids
a kid.
out of here, they said.
Yeah, because that's how it was.
Yeah.
This is a
Get
fucking
your fucking
place.
kids out of
Get
here.
your fucking kids out of here.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Jesus.
Take a fucking hike. So
you're a great hitter and all, but maybe all that anger is why your face got so bloated.
Oh, yeah, you got real bloated there.
Boy,
so,
is he a fat fuck now.
Yeah.
Carries it all in his fucking face.
He's also in his mid-50s. I mean.
Oh, he's got to be older than that, right?
I want to say he's born in about 70.
Holy fuck, he's only 55.
55, because he was 19 when he came up, and that was 89.
Yeah,
so that's 70
crazy.
It'd have to be. Yeah.
I guess that's what happens when you come up so young.
Yeah.
You get to be famous forever.
Forever and ever.
Yeah.
This outfielder said, it's supposed to be a place of business. You don't see a banker or a stockbroker taking his kids to the office with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Truth. Absolutely. Yeah. They said Billy Martin, they feel, is responsible for such things. But he brings his kid. That's why. So he can't tell other people you can't bring your kid.
Right.
He should run a tighter ship. He's a fine manager once the game starts, but between the foul lines, as they say, but he doesn't pay enough attention to the other details, little things that engender dissatisfaction, little things that lead to big things. I think the way he looks at it is the way Casey Stengel used to play it, as you guys are all men and adults and professional athletes, so you should figure all that bullshit out. I don't care what the fuck you do there. It's a John Madden thing. I care about what you do on the field. You show up on time and play hard on the field. I don't give a fuck what you do off the field. Not my concern.
Yeah. You make enough money to handle your fucking life.
Yeah. The problem is with baseball, the guys are together every single day for 6 fucking months plus. I mean, that's so you kind of have to manage it like it's like a weird sorority dormitory or something, and you're you're like the sorority mom or some shit. It's weird. So they said, oddly enough, Billy Martin's basic philosophy is that managing on the field is the easy part. Managing the clubhouse is the difficult part of his job. He said this often, and he said it again. He said, it's the clubhouse that's killing me, is what Billy said. Martin said other things in the flood of relief that followed his reprieve. He said, I really didn't think I was going to get fired when I was called upstairs. I think they would have called me at home. Gabe is a classy guy. He wouldn't have done it this way. This doesn't change anything. He said, what is this? I have something. I can't. The newspaper's messed up there. Something about 8 in a row. He said, I've never run scared in my life, and I won't start now. I don't want this feeling to spill over to the players in the clubhouse. I've got an obligation to the fans to push the Yankees to a pennant. Yeah. Okay. August 7th here, renewed conflict between Billy and Reggie.
Nice.
Yankees are 5 games back from the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And this is, by the way, 77. This is, if you've seen like The Summer of Sam or any of these movies, this was not the only thing going on in New York at the time.
It was a busy time for New York, yeah.
77, you had the big blackout. You had Son of Sam going on. All this shit was going on. So this was a really crazy time.
And the Times Square murder. There was a lot of things going on there. That
a lot happening. Well, that was
New
just
York
normal, though.
Yeah. Is it?
In 77, you go to Times Square, you get murdered. It's like a 50-50 chance at that point. Like, it's
if you make it out,
it's a toss-up, really.
You make it out with your I Heart New York shirt. You should be just grateful that you got taken advantage of for it.
They didn't have those shirts back then because they would have used the heart as a target for the knife to stab you. It was a different thing as they robbed you.
That shirt is a target.
It's a target. So during this time, by August 7th, Martin had pledged to bat Jackson cleanup, the 4 spot, but he rarely does that at all.
Oh.
Munson asked Piniella, this is all from the book here, Munson asked Lou Piniella, why is it so damn important to bat Reggie 4th? And Piniella said, who the hell knows? Who can figure that guy?
He just wants it.
He just wants it. That means he's important. And Munson said, but it is important to him, isn't it? And Piniella said, it sure as hell is. As Piniella tells the story, the pair had a few more drinks. They knew Steinbrenner was on the trip with the team, and Munson suggested they go up to the owner's room and talk about the team after having a bunch of drinks.
Let's go upstairs and talk strategy now.
Piniella said, let's not do that. Let's say we did. Munson said, Lou, George likes you. If you come with me, he'll listen. We can help the ball club. Everyone's pissed off. Let's go talk to George. Come on. Let's go.
I'm storied for making great decisions.
Bring your drink. Bring your drink. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's fly to my house. Come on, Lou. What do you say?
Let's go up in the sky and talk
hop
about
in the plane. Let's go. I've had a few drinks. Who cares? So they had another drink, and it was almost midnight. Yeah. And Piniella said years later, so now we're getting some courage. He said, so we get George's room number from Killer Kane and went up there. That's the Yankees secretary guy. We knocked on the door, and George came to the door in silk pajamas.
Nice.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jesus.
He put on a bathrobe and sat down and listened. We both wanted Reggie to bat 4th, just to shut him the fuck up and see if that would help. Yeah. George had always requested that his hotel suite have a fully stocked bar. George enjoyed a drink back then, too. He just rarely did so in public. He wouldn't go down to the bar and drink with the players. He would do it in his room.
Drink in his office like a gentleman.
Like a gentleman, yeah. He said they made drinks and George went to a blackboard. That's another thing he always requested for his suite, a blackboard. Imagine you're a hotel staff and you're like, okay,
math teacher.
Fully stocked bar, that's fine. He wants a rollaway bed. Yeah, we can provide that. Extra pillows and iron, absolutely. The safe, no problem. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and a blackboard he needs, or a rollaway blackboard. Go down to PS 126 and grab that and bring it back and roll it over here.
With a thing full of chalk? Is that what you're asking?
Blackboard.
Yeah, and an eraser.
No, an eraser. He's going to have to erase things, obviously. And if you can give him 2 erasers, that way you can bang them together to clean them. That would help, too. Otherwise, he's going to have no way of doing this.
I'm going to need 2. A bottle of window.
George was writing names on the blackboard. Rivers, Randolph, Piniella, Jackson. The players said they would back the move if George stayed off Billy's back. And if George talked to Reggie about keeping his mouth shut. He's like, listen, you hit him clean up. We won't fucking bitch. Yeah. You leave Billy the fuck alone. And that's the way this works here. That's what we're going to do here. Keep your fucking, tell Reggie to shut the fuck up. Stop talking shit, making Billy then have to fucking show that he's in charge of him. Just tell him to shut up.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. He said he would get to bat 4th, but he had to, that had to end the public feud. Reggie had to shut the fuck up after that. Yeah. Piniella and Munson volunteered to help George convince Billy of the wisdom of the move because he loved Thurman Munson and Lou. Yeah. So he said, we'll go to Billy with you and say this is what the players want too. Now, he said at this point it was almost 2 a.m. and the occupant of the suite next door to George's had come back from his German dinner, which included a few post-meal brandies. Mm-hmm. Billy heard familiar voices through the Pfister walls. Oh, we're at the Pfister in Milwaukee. We've been there.
Nice.
That's the haunted joint in Milwaukee that we've been. It's a nice hotel, but
great place.
Very overrated, though. Extremely
incredibly
overrated.
Old.
Incredibly old. The rooms are fucking tiny and shitty. And they're not great.
They lean on the historic aspect of it more than the class of it.
The lobby's dope. You walk in,
beautiful.
It's that old time lobby with the big bar right in front of the desk.
Lots of wood. Yeah.
They have the front desk, and when you walk in, there's a big bar area lounge. It looks like the 70s, like a big lounge bar with like low tables and shit with people drinking. It looks.
And in the wintertime, when you walk in there, you can feel how much they care about you by how warm and nice it is.
It's so nice, Which it could be 66 degrees in there. It doesn't matter. It's just outside of the Milwaukee winter.
Yeah, it's take coat off weather, and it's beautiful.
It's nice. The only great thing about that is they have food late there. That's what's good about it. I got in there at like 11:30 and got a steak, and I was like, this is awesome. Yeah, this place rules, but the rooms are fucking tiny. Anyway, Billy soon heard familiar voices through the Pfister walls and soon was pounding his fist on the door to George's suite. Billy shouted, I know you're in there plotting against me, goddammit.
Plotting against me. I can hear it.
You know, Billy's had a few pops by 2 a.m. Jesus Christ, dear.
I know you're conspiring.
Yes. George hustled Piniella and Munson into the bathroom. He hid them in. Think about what's going on here. 2 grown men, Major League Baseball players, being one former MVP of the league being hustled into a fucking hotel bathroom.
Like you snuck 2 girls into your bedroom in high school, and they're both agreed to give you a blowy.
And now your mom is knocking on the door.
It's like, do you want meatloaf?
Fuck. Asking if you like your eggs over easy or scrambled tomorrow morning. You're like, go away, Mom. My dick's hard. So George told them, be quiet. There might be trouble. What are you talking about? You're all adults. This is insanity.
There might be trouble.
There might be trouble. He's going to start punching everybody. Then he let Billy in. Billy opened the door and said, take your job and shove it, George. I don't want it anymore. Fuck out of here. Yeah. So George said, Billy, just calm down.
Yeah.
So Billy then said, who's in here, George? Where are they? Where are they? Let me at them.
I heard voices.
George should have said, I got a couple of fucking girls in here. What are you talking about? Picked up a couple ladies down at fucking, wherever. So George said, I don't know what you're talking about, Billy. But Billy stormed toward Jesus Christ. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Stormed toward the bathroom and flung the door open.
Who's in there?
And I picture one of them sitting on the toilet and the other leaning against the sink, just like, oh shit. Or even better, both of them like huddled in the shower together with the curtain closed. You can just see their outline in the curtain.
Their pants at this point have to be down by their ankles. They have
Someone's pissing.
Somebody's dick is out.
So Billy screamed, 2 traitors. This is awesome. Billy, you are crazy. And Piniella and Munson were literally 2 of Billy's top 3 favorite guys on the team. 2 traitors.
Accusing them of high crimes.
So,
you treasonous fuck.
Son of a bitch. Munson said, come on, Billy, we're just trying to help. And Billy said, I don't need any of your goddamn help.
Yeah.
And walked toward didn't leave the room, though. No. Then just walked toward the suite sitting area and sat down on one of the couches. He's not leaving either.
Here. Let's talk about it.
Let's have a chat. Piniella and Munson walked over and sat on either side of him. Billy, chill out. They started talking about the team and why Reggie should bat fourth. This isn't the conversation you have with Billy at 2 a.m. after he's shit-faced.
You just kicked the door in screaming Johnny Paycheck lyrics.
Yeah. Take this job and shove it. The conversation went on for more than an hour with Billy insisting he wouldn't be told what to do. And so Piniella said, what's wrong with at least trying Reggie at fourth? Just try him. Just try. You'll like it. It's like trying to get a kid to eat his fucking, eat his Brussels sprouts. Just try it. It's okay. He said,
you'll like them. They're sweet.
It's fine. I put sugar on them. Piniella said, we need to do something. We're the best team in baseball, and we're not playing like it. So they talked about other shit here. No more tampering from George. Like, part of the deal is George will stay out of it now.
Right.
This is great. It's good for you. By the way, this is, according to the book and reality, the first of dozens of times that would be promised and wouldn't happen. George cannot not tinker. They said, and also it'll get Reggie to shut the fuck up. It'll be perfect for everybody. So they said in a soft voice, Billy said he would bat Reggie fourth if that's what everybody else wanted. fine. So they said the quartet shook hands. Everybody went to bed. The next day, George told the writers that he was stepping into the background of everything and declared that Billy was the manager for the rest of the year, no matter if they lost every fucking game from now on. I'm staying out of it this year. Which they said sounded like big news, except no one in New York read about it. On the night of July 13th, while the Yankees were losing to Milwaukee, lightning strikes in an upstate New York generator substation caused a blockage of electricity being transmitted to. This is the blackout. So this whole thing happened, and no one ever heard about it because blackout was front page. That's it.
Nice.
So they said a series of missteps and bad luck coupled with a stifling heat wave taxed the city's electrical grid beyond capacity, and just after 9:30 p.m., the 5 boroughs of New York went dark. I've actually seen a documentary thing of how this happened.
All 5, huh?
Several fuck-ups this caused.
That would have to.
There's basically a line that goes into the city, and it was blocked.
Just cut
so
there.
all the electricity was done. I think
that's
Long Island.
a terrible way to set that up, especially in the biggest city in
the
America.
70s, too. Yeah. Also, we weren't investing a lot in infrastructure back then at all, much like we're not now, but same thing. We weren't really doing that. So that's what ended up happening. Now, this was a big deal. I think parts of Long Island had power, I want to say. I heard there was a separate feed for them or some shit. I'm not sure.
There may have been a substation down the it had to be a power plant out there.
Something. So, no, it was coming on a different line for some reason from somewhere
coming
else.
from a different way?
Coming from somewhere else. I could be wrong. I just thought I remembered hearing about that.
That's crazy that there's only one main feed feeding all 5 boroughs. That's insane.
I don't know the electrical grid of New York City off the top of my head. I think I saw something 20 years ago in the documentary. I'm not positive. Give me a minute. But I know what? The highest.
But you know the highest fucking IQ.
I don't know that either. I really don't. I just know it's definitely not 120.
I'm impressed by that. I'll take that over the grid.
We'll talk IQs after the show, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? We'll get all into that shit. And also electrical grids of New York City. As a matter of fact, next week, pause from the Billy Martin series. We're going to do a special on the electrical grids of New York City.
And I'll do the Southwest of America.
We're going to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, you do. We're going to get to the bugs. This is Jimmie's area here. This is his area of expertise.
My fucking wheelhouse, babe. Jesus.
He worked at the electric company a long time. He knows what's up there. I don't. So this is a fuckload of looting, and the city goes crazy. I mean, this is bonkers batshit here.
I believe it. Yeah. I mean, that's the end of days shit. When you can't turn your TV on,
power.
And then you can't go over to your neighbor's house and they can turn.
Yeah.
When every TV within
no
driving
power, no
distance
lights.
is gone. Yeah.
Shit was like the Warriors. It was just people went nuts. So,
God.
And this is back in the day when, crime was way worse than, like New York City now. I hate when people are afraid of New York City. That's the most annoying fucking thing in the world. Only because I'm a stats guy. I love stats. Yeah. And New York City is safer now than it was literally 100 years ago. It's safer now. It's safer now than when people were wearing fucking top hats and flapper dresses. It's safer. By not even close, it's safer. Like there was... I think in 1993, I want to say somewhere, the year might be off or whatever, 92, 94, whatever. In 1993, there was 2,800 murders in New York City.
Yeah.
Last year, there was 300.
Yeah.
That's how safe it is.
Yeah.
It's 90% safer.
I've ridden that subway, and that I was not scared as much as I was just pissed that I was having a confrontation.
Yeah, the guy.
That's what it is. It's, you have inconveniences and things that cause you anger. A legitimate problem, mental health issue.
If you pile millions of people into any small area, you're going to have that kind of thing, but not massive organized savagery upon the populace.
It was also the first time I'd been in New York City.
On the subway,
And I was basically Crocodile Dundee, just unleashed on the city going,
Except
what is this? I don't understand.
Without the confidence or knife.
Or a way to defend myself.
That was the only thing.
That guy certainly would have beat me to death with his chicken bones.
Maybe. So, that's fucking amazing. So, the Yankees heard about the blackout. And they said few of them lived actually in New York City. Most of them lived in New Jersey because a lot of them had families, so they were in the burbs in New Jersey, and there was still power in Jersey. So Roy White said, I remember thinking, what the hell else is going to happen during this season? This is a crazy season.
Yeah.
So despite all of this shit, all this George's sweet, up in his suite, fucking talks and high level truce talks here. Billy did not bat Reggie fourth the next day or the day after that.
Oh, shit.
So he didn't abide by it. Yeah. 1 week after that, Billy's, still keeping up here. Reggie occasionally batted fourth, but only for one day, and then he was back to fifth or sixth.
Yeah.
In a bar in Seattle on August 7th, Piniella and Munson cornered Billy and asked, what about our deal? What the fuck are you doing? The Yankees are 5 games behind Boston, too. Let's do it. 3 days later, on August 10th, Reggie batted fourth. In his first at-bat as the new cleanup hitter, Reggie drove in a run off Vita Blue. Great pitcher, Vita Blue. The Yankees won at home 6-3, the first of 4 successive victories. Reggie remained the cleanup hitter for the rest of the season after that. At roughly the same time the game was ending on August 10th, about 10 miles north of Yankee Stadium, that is one of the David Berkowitz deals. That's when they busted Berkowitz right there.
Oh.
That is when he got into his car and they came up to him and he said, you got me. That was that famous thing because they were waiting outside. I love this, by the way. He said, you got me. They said, who are you? And he said, you know me.
You know who I am.
Berkowitz said, that's why you're out here.
Yeah.
And the guy said, I don't. You tell me. And he said, I'm the son of Sam. All right. And he had his fucking gun in his paper bag. So,
yikes.
Yeah. Reggie, hitting fourth, just said, I'm just more comfortable in that part of the batting order. It lets me be me, meaning hitting cleanup. He can't be me if you're hitting fifth, obviously.
Yeah.
And Reggie would get hits on 7 of his next 14 at-bats with 7 RBI and 2 home runs. So can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Reggie likes the spotlight. You put Reggie in the position with guys on base and the fucking lights on him, that's when he hits best. That's just the way it is. And, Reggie drove in 20 runs in the next 23 games, and the Yankees won 19 out of those 23 games.
Jesus.
Billy approached Reggie after one of his better games that August after another Yankees victory and said he wanted to reward Reggie with something, some kind of gesture. What do you want? I want to give you something. And Reggie said, fly in some crabs from Baltimore for the post-game meal tomorrow. That's what I'd like.
Yeah.
And Billy did it. Billy obliged. He had a bunch flown in, a feast for the whole team. And the Yankees won that next night, too. So they had a big crab feast. Reggie hit over 300 for the rest of the season, driving in almost 45 runs.
I love a good story about like a whole bunch of wins or a big specific win. When at least one person comes out and says, I was just in a mood that I needed to win. And when you get a belly full of crabs on the boss's dime, it makes you want to perform.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
We got a couple of crabs from that friend of yours.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the greatest thing in the world.
Perform.
It felt great. It made us want to perform.
It was after the show.
And yell at our old agents and fire them. It was wonderful.
They got another show after the show.
They really did.
Fed us crab.
They got a good 2-hour show in a hotel lobby.
Let's fire an agent.
That had an agency.
Yeah.
That had through no fault of their own, pretty much, too, by the way. They're just a bad guy that they hired. Well, they hired a guy who was a fucking goddamn
lunatic.
Scam artist, lunatic. Yeah. A crazy person who almost ruined our entire careers. Shout out to our agents now who are wonderful, amazing people who have never once embarrassed us ever. They only do good for us. Ron Guidry is another person that Billy was hard on. But Ron Guidry, a lot of people don't know who he is, Ron Guidry. Like, are you real familiar with Ron Guidry?
I'm not familiar with him, but I know how to spell his name because I've seen it in a lot of print and I've heard stories about him. Heard tell he's wonderful.
Guidry's one of these guys. He was a great pitcher, but he wasn't around for 20 years.
Oh.
He was a small, kind of a frailish guy, injured sometimes. No, but when he was on, he was fucking amazing. Lefty, great, Louisiana Lightning. Now Guidry, this is when he was young, Guidry said, he was brutal to me at first. Billy's kind of famous for being hard on rookie pitchers. That's what he's famous for. And Guidry said, I'd walk someone and he'd be yelling from the dugout, you call yourself a pitcher? Pitcher my ass. You're a candy ass. Throw the ball over the plate, you pussy.
Pitcher my ass.
That's encouraging to your pitcher.
Yeah.
He's out there terrified.
My ass.
My ass. He said, I was pretty intimidated by him at first, and I thought he hated me. In fact, George Steinbrenner routinely wanted to trade Guidry, but Billy stood up for his young, rail-thin left-hander, and Guidry said that Billy's haranguing taught him how to win. Guidry said, all of us were much more afraid of letting him down than we were of our opponents. And because of his intensity, I started to find the toughness in me to make good, daring pitches in tough situations. I got better and better, and then at one point, I knew it was my time to stand up to Billy.
Yeah?
With Guidry on the mound in 77 and the Yankees clinging to a one-run ninth-inning lead in an early September game in Boston, Billy approached the mound with runners on first and second. Lyle was warming up in the bullpen. Guidry said, as Billy got next to me, I told him, the best thing for you to do is just to walk away.
Yeah.
I said, get off my mound and go back in the dugout so I can finish this game.
Get off my mound.
Get off my mound, take a fucking hike.
Yeah.
That's what Billy wanted from him.
Yeah?
He said he smiled, turned, and walked away.
Is that right?
He wanted to see he was tough. He wanted him to go, this is my fucking game. I'm going to finish it. Fuck off. That's what he wanted from him. That's a tough guy. That's what he wants.
How do you do? Tell
balls.
me to get lost.
Yeah. He said, I got out of the jam, and he never bothered me again. He knew his job was done. He was a master psychologist on top of all the other things that have been said about him.
Yeah, because I mean, but there's a certain point of like pride with some pitchers too that they don't want to come out, even when they know they're fucking done.
Yeah,
would Billy let him stay in?
He let him stay in because that's what he wanted. He wanted him to stand up for himself, and he wanted him to say, "I can get out of this. Fuck off. I have the confidence to get out of this shit," and it worked.
Fair
That's
enough.
what you got to do. If the guy has no confidence to get out of jams, he's never going to be a great pitcher for you. You can't pull a guy every time he's in a jam.
Yeah,
So. That's it. Billy Martin, later on here, they said, here's a quote from him about August. What is this about August? What date is this? The 7th, the 14th? It's August 7th, 1977. Talking about the Yankees and all this crap. And Billy said, I wanted to sweep the Angels, and we lost 2 out of 3. I figured we could sweep here. We need a streak. But all these little things, that's all everybody's talking about. We're losing, and all I hear about is beards and contracts. I'm sick of all this stuff that's been written and said all season. It interferes with baseball, and it's ruining the season. Thurman Munson was growing a beard, and he refused to admit the reason for growing the beard, and the reason was that Steinbrenner doesn't allow beards, and he doesn't really give a fuck what Steinbrenner thinks. And he's like, well, tell me to shave it then, because it ain't happening. So anyway, he said, I can't stop Munson from growing a beard. I don't think any manager has that kind of authority to stop your follicles from operating.
Right.
He said, sure, there's a code here about beards. You know why he's doing it, and I can't stop him. He came to me before this trip started 9 days ago, and I said, I'm going to grow a beard, Billy. I hope it doesn't get you in trouble, but I'm going to wear a beard. So he's like, fuck, this is great. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Here's Billy at one point here. Lou Piniella recalled another Billy moment from the final weeks of the 77 season. By late September, the Yankees had a 3.5-game lead in Boston and Baltimore with roughly 8 games remaining. Piniella said, we were playing in Baltimore, and it was that time of the season when every win mattered. So we were leading 5-2, and it starts raining in the top of the 5th. Now, if you know about baseball, they have to play 4.5. That's a game. So if you got through the top of the 5th, then you could call the game.
Okay.
Actually, it would be the bottom of the 5th because they would have to hit.
Right. Then you could call the game, and the winner is the winner.
The winner's the winner. So with the rain starting to come, Billy wants this game over with. He wants to get this inning over with. He said, so we're leading 5-2, and it starts raining in the top of the 5th. I'm on the on-deck circle. Billy calls me over and says, Lou, I want you to strike out.
Oh.
Swing and miss 3 pitches. I don't care where they are.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. He said, I thought he was crazy, but I did what he said. So did Chambliss after me. Quickly, the inning was over. Then the Orioles went down in order in the bottom of the 5th. Between innings, it started to really rain, like pouring rain, a deluge. We never played the 6th inning. The game ended up being called. We won 5-2.
How about that?
He said, I don't know how he knew it was going to start pouring rain and that we had to get the top of the 5th inning over with quickly, but that was his plan, and it worked.
Smart.
So,
and
Billy
he knew that we could get the
meteorologist.
Orioles out in the next
Quickly.
in the next inning. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So during all this, the Yankees won 40 of their last 50 games.
Not bad.
They were down a lot. They only won the division by 2.5 games.
Wow.
Even winning the last 40 out of 50.
And they needed to charge 40 games to do it.
Yep. So that's a lot. Now, they said Billy looked like a man who looked like, he was hidden behind dark glasses. He was losing weight, drinking excessively. Mm-hmm. Just kind of like a little feral, recluse weirdo, just kind of sitting in there. He said it was the fourth time you took something feral and pinned it up. And we're like, fine, I'll sit here. It was the fourth time one of Billy's teams had won a division title. After the final game, fans were lining up outside the River Avenue gates at Yankee Stadium for the $1.50 bleacher seats for the upcoming playoff series with Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Inside the stadium, seated beneath a portrait photograph of Casey Stengel, Billy sat smoking a pipe. Okay. On the shelf behind his desk were 2 Civil War books. Billy turned philosophical. Oh, boy.
Civil War books.
He said, I might have been almost fired 3 or 4 times this year, but who cares? We're here now, but we're only 1/3 of the way. Part 2 is with Kansas City, and then Part 3 is the World Series. When you're a Yankee, you're always looking at the big picture. He said, the Yankees haven't won a World Series since 1962. That's too long. Mm-hmm. He then donned a beige cashmere sweater and light blue pants and drove over the George Washington Bridge to Jersey. Very 70s.
Get out there, Mr. Rogers.
Beige cashmere sweater and light blue pants is very 70s.
Yeah, and I'm going to go home and change into a different sweater and
a
different
cardigan
shoes.
And some comfy shoes. So Billy did all that, and he drove over to Jersey. Eddie Saper said he had met me at the bottom of the barrel. That's a bar. And we were sitting at the bar there for a while, and he says to me, Judge, I have to get these guys a World Series championship. There aren't any excuses left. I've got to win one as a Yankee manager, or what's this all been worth? What does it mean? That's what it said. So the postseason, you got the Yankees, and they split the first 2 games with the Royals at Yankee Stadium in the divisional series here, or it would be the ALCS back then, sorry. They split those, and then it goes from there. So this is kind of a grudge match, by the way. There's a lot of Yankee-Royals hostility back then.
Sure.
This series, you'll see a lot of fights. This is, I believe, when Brett slides into third and fights with Greg Nettles, and there's a lot of fights going on. Fist fights. I'm talking fucking throwing blows here.
Yeah. Passion.
In the second game of the 77 ALCS, Kansas City's Hal McRae executed a football-style rolling body block while breaking up a double play. In today's game, the collision with Willie Randolph which catapulted McRae over the base at about waist high, knocking Randolph into the outfield grass, would have drawn a multi-game suspension. Nowadays, forget about it. In 1977, it was just a hard play at second base. That's what he did. McRae got up, dusted off his uniform, and jogged off the field. The teams played on. So they said McRae's takedown did seem to awaken the Yankees, who had lost the opening game of the series. They scored 3 runs in their half of the inning after Randolph was bulldozed and won 6-2. Okay, so then they go to Kansas City. McRae said, maybe I'm playing in the wrong era, but there's more of that to come.
Oh.
More of that tough baseball. Billy had a message for McRae. He said, quote, you tell him that the Royals have a second baseman they like too. His name is Frank White, and he'll have to catch a double play ball at second base one of these games. In other words, we'll get you back, motherfucker. So you're hanging your team. You better check with your teammates to see if they want that treatment before you start giving it to other people. Kansas City's Dennis Leonard pitched a complete Game 4 hitter to dominate the Yankees in Game 3. So looks like the Yankees could be eliminated the next game at Royal Stadium. Whitey Herzog, the manager of the Royals, used to be the Rangers manager that Billy took over for, and then future manager of the Cardinals, wins the World Series there. He said, everyone's rooting for us. Nobody likes the Yankees. Told of Herzog's comment, Billy said, he ought to keep his mouth shut or somebody will shut it for him.
Oh.
Whitey said, I'm ready when he is. Let me know where. I don't think you want that, Whitey, from what I've understood here. This is very interesting here, this whole thing here. Now, there's some benching moments here, which is a thing here we'll talk about. There's some fighting. Okay. Gura was the pitcher. This is the first inning of the third game. Mickey Rivers doubled and Greg Nettles singled. With runners at first and third base, Munson hit a ground ball to George Brett at third. Brett threw to second base to try to start the double play. Nettles crashed into Roy White, the second baseman, as promised. Mm-hmm. Nettles didn't so much attempt to slide as he hit White shoulder to shoulder, throwing an elbow as both players somersaulted toward the outfield grass. It was just a tackle.
Yeah.
It was just a forearm shiver, like some 1950s tackle on a wide receiver. It was crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Which is what they said they were going to do. Nettles was out, and an hour later he left the game because he felt dizzy from the collision, but Mickey Rivers scored on the play. Gurra was the Kansas City pitcher, and Billy had been goading him since the day before. Billy told reporters, "I'm so anxious to face Gurra, I might send a bodyguard to his house tomorrow to make sure he gets to the ballpark safely. I don't want him getting in an accident. I need him on the mound for Game 4. Mm-hmm. So Billy would ride Gurra mercilessly during the game, and by the second inning, it was 4-0 Yankees. Herzog said, "I don't know what Gurra was doing out there. He was throwing fastballs and sliders. He wins when he uses his change and curveball. Billy would howl every time he threw a breaking pitch. 'Candy ass, you're afraid to throw the fastball.' He said, 'We're going to wait for a goddamn fastball.' As much as the Yankees pounded on Gurra, Yankee starter Ed Figueroa was also struggling. In the fourth inning, the Yankees were leading 5-4 when the Royals put runners on first and third base with 2 outs and George Brett coming to the plate. Okay. Now, in a move that was very unorthodox, it seemed absurd at the time, Billy brought his closer, Sparky Lyle, to the mound to face George Brett, which is crazy. Now, Sparky wins the Cy Young Award this year, too. So that's the kind of closer he was. As Billy later explained, if the Royals took the lead, the Yankees might never recover and would have been eliminated from the series. So Billy said, "Why save your closer for some other moment when this could be the do-or-die moment that decides a do-or-die game?" And Sparky Lyle got George Brett to fly out to left field, then pitched 5 more scoreless innings as a closer.
Shit. Yeah.
Not fucking around, Sparky. He was a bad motherfucker. Okay, now, Martin benched Reggie Jackson from the starting lineup in Game 5, feeling that he did not hit Royals pitcher Paul Splittorff well. In the 8th inning, with the Yankees losing 3-1, Martin put Jackson in as a pinch hitter, and Jackson singled off reliever Doug Bird to drive in a run. This is from the book here. They say, throughout the night after Game 4 and on through the next day, Billy consulted with his coaches about whether to play Reggie in right field or replace him with the right-handed hitting Paul Blair. Reggie had been having problems in right field on the artificial turf because it's very bouncy. During the afternoon before the game, Billy went to see Steinbrenner to inform him he might bench Reggie. George, who had given Reggie millions of dollars principally for postseason prowess from Oakland, was incredulous. Billy and George took a walk through Kansas City's Crown Center hotel lobby. They were going to get coffee. Billy explained that all of his coaches thought Reggie should sit too. They had seen Reggie struggle mightily against Splittorff, who had been in the American League since 1970 and used his long arms and 6'3" frame to flummox left-handed power hitters. He had handily defeated the Yankees in Game 1 of the series. Reggie was 2 for 15 off Splittorff in 1977.
Dang.
He's hitting about $150 off him.
Yeah,
let's put him down. Yeah. So Billy and George happened to pass Catfish Hunter as they walked through the lobby. Yeah. Billy said, "Hey, Cat, can Reggie hit Splittorff?" Hunter, without looking at them, pausing, or anything, just kept walking, said, "Not without a fucking paddle," and just kept walking. Ain't happening. Not without a paddle.
So then, a chance.
Nope. So then George said, "Fine, it's your call as the manager, and you'll get the credit if we win, but if we lose, you're going to get the blame there." Yeah. Then he went to Catholic Church 4 blocks from the hotel, Billy did, with Eddie Saper, the guy. Saper said, "Billy went in and prayed. He was very quiet. We were there for maybe 20 minutes. Just me and him in a pew in an empty church." He said once Billy got to the ballpark, he called Healy in his office. He wanted Healy to tell Reggie he wasn't starting. Healy said, "I'm not telling him. You're the manager. You tell him."
You tell him.
And Billy said, "If I tell him, things might get ugly, and that doesn't help the team." Healy said, "Why don't you have one of the coaches tell him?" And he said, "Well, they won't do it."
No.
So Healy said, "Well, neither would I." Come on, what the fuck? So Billy said, "I know it's a rotten thing to have you do, but you have the best chance of telling him and calming him down too. If things go our way, I'm going to need Reggie later in the game. We need to keep him in a good frame of mind so he can help us win." He said, and then tell him if he does this without making a scene and we win, I'll praise him to everybody and I'll make it up to him during the World Series.
Yeah.
So he said, all right, fine. I'll tell him. So Reggie was upset. He wanted to confront Billy. He said, you're humiliating me in front of, national TV. But he said, no. He said, Healy told him, listen, this is the message. This is what Billy said. It's in the best interest of the team. It's nothing personal. You cheer for the team on the bench. Do it for the cameras. Look like you're fucking on board.
Yeah.
And just ignore it. Mm-hmm. So Reggie said, okay. In Becoming Mr. October, Reggie's book, he wrote that he only pretended to be cheering for the Yankees because he was a broken man.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Regardless of anything, he saw a good game. In the first inning, Brett tripled off Guidry to drive in McRae. Brett slid hard at third base at the end of the play, his momentum propelling him into Nettles, whom he shoved with a forearm to the chest. That was the thing. He slid in, knocked into him, and then kind of shoved him off with a forearm, even though the only reason they were that close is because you ran into him.
Okay.
So Nettles responded by kicking Brett in the ribs as he laid on the ground. All right, fuck you then.
Okay.
Brett jumped up and threw a right-hand punch that grazed the top of Nettles' head and knocked off his cap. Nettles turned and jammed his right hand into Brett's face and slammed the Royals' third baseman to the ground. Nettles was a tough son of a bitch.
Sounds like it, Jesus.
The bench is emptied, but no one seemed to want to get thrown out of the game. It's a pennant-deciding game. It was mostly just a lot of wrestling around. Billy watched the tussle with a bemused grin. He stood apart and ended up with his left arm draped affectionately over the Royals' shortstop Freddie Patek as if they were at a barbecue watching the grill heat up. Oh. This is crazy, isn't it, buddy? A little tiny guy.
Another beer?
Oh, man. In another sign of the times, no one was ejected.
Oh.
Which is a bench-clearing huge brawl with fists being thrown, no one ejected. Last deciding game. No, Splittorff and the Royals took a 3-1 lead into the eighth inning when Randolph laced a leadoff single. Herzog replaced Splittorff with Bird. Billy said, we will always be grateful that he did that. He accused Herzog of overmanaging the moment. He felt he had to do something rather than just chilling the fuck out. So that opened the door for Reggie's pinch hit, and he did. Reggie wrote that he was, quote, kind of stuck between should I give it my all or should I just say, Martin, dude, you think I stink? Let me just stand there, take 3 strikes, and go back to the dugout. You fucking better not.
That's crazy.
But they said Reggie had many layers to his motivations, but giving up rarely crossed his mind. And besides, in Reggie's words, it would only make him as big a fool as Billy. He'd look terrible.
Yeah.
Reggie instead turned on a Bird fastball and smacked a crisp liner to center field that cut the Royals' lead in half. In the Yankees' ninth inning, Blair rewarded Billy's faith in him with a single. Then Roy White drew a pinch hit walk. Rivers' single tied the game. With White at third and 1 out, Randolph's deep fly ball to center field put the Yankees ahead. Another run scored on an error by Brett, his second of the game. It was the final indignity for the Royals, who for a second straight year would fall short, undone by defensive lapses and lack of clutch late game
Damn
pitching.
it.
So, yep, that is that. Now, anyway, Paul Blair said that was the most pressure I've ever had on me because Billy gave me a chance and I didn't want to let him down. That took a lot of guts from Billy to start me and keep me in there. He probably gets fired if I make an out and we lose. Champagne is going everywhere, and Steinbrenner didn't. He said, "Oh no, my new suit." Billy came by and just poured champagne on his fucking head all over him as he was saying that.
Yeah, oh no, my new suit. It's a celebration.
It's celebration. He said in front of everybody, Billy said, "Thanks for almost firing me." And George said, "What do you mean almost?" So Billy headed to his office where he began praising Reggie to the press.
Oh.
He kept up his end of the bargain. He said, he really showed me some kind of class. A lot of other people would go off and sulk, but he was just terrific about it. A real man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reggie entered Billy's office with a magnum of champagne in his hand, and Reggie said, "Want some?" And Billy said, "I will if you will." Uh-huh. And Reggie sat beside Billy on a couch in the office. They toasted, and Billy said, "I love you, big guy. You did great tonight." And Reggie smiled, put his arm around Billy as a ton of photographers took pictures of them drinking champagne. Well, so it's a great picture, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a fucking cool picture. 77 World Series against the Dodgers is a crazy, that's a cool one. I remember years ago, like 20 years ago, they were selling a DVD set of this shit. And I have like the DVDs, and every game is a DVD on this set, and they have extras and all this cool shit. It's fucking awesome. You can just put it in. It's like the original broadcast. You can just, I'm going to pretend it's 1977. It's cool as shit. It's fucking, that's where at one point they say, I think that's when Howard Cosell says, ladies and gentlemen, the Bronx is burning, because they cut to, they show big plumes of smoke beyond the Yankees center field, Yankee Stadium center field. Yeah. So anyway, Reggie thought he was going to be benched in the third game of the series against Tommy John of Tommy John surgery fame. Yeah. Reggie said, I'm not swinging well, and you know what happens then. He had 1 hit in 6 World Series at bats up to that point. When Reggie's remarks were relayed to Billy, he said, I'm not taking Reggie out. Reggie's in there. Splittorff isn't pitching for them, so he's hitting. Back, the writers went to Reggie with Billy's comments. The Splittorff reference incensed Reggie, who was packing his bag for L.A., where the next 3 games would be played. He said, I don't need to take that from nobody, especially from him. I know what I can do. If he did, we might be a lot better off. Meanwhile, he was trying to just say, look, he has a hard time against Splittorff, but he's in there. That guy's not pitching. That's the only time I bench him is because he has a hard time with that guy. So that's a lot. It's a little too much here. So the Yankees get to Dodger Stadium here, and anyway, Billy asked, why do we have to do all that kind of talk and all that shit? Now we're trying to win the World Series. He's pissed off. He's like, why are we doing this? He said, I told Reggie after the Kansas City series that he would play every game in the World Series. Where's his memory? What happened to that 180 IQ of his?
180 now.
Oh, man. So they had a conference in Gabe Paul's hotel room, smooth matters over, and the Yankees win games 3 and 4. The next day, Reggie doubled and hit a long home run, and Ron Guidry, the Yankees' lowest paid player with a salary of $30,000 at the time,
Jesus,
pitched a complete game 4-hitter.
What year?
77.
77, a man making $30,000 a year pitched a complete game 4-inning no-hitter.
That 4-hitter. A complete game 4-hitter. Yeah, a complete game 4-hit.
Pitched the whole fucking game, 4 hits.
Yep, 4-2 win. And preserved when Piniella climbed a fence and denied Ron Say of a game-tying home run and gave the Yankees a 3-1 lead in the series. So it's a lot. They said, how'd you overcome all this, crazy shit on the team? Yeah. And Reggie said, you should probably give Billy Martin the Nobel Peace Prize for managing this damn crazy team.
Sure.
Any prize Billy's not going to get, it's that one, I would say. Manager of the year, maybe, but Peace Prize, no. Billy said, I accept. With deep humility, I accept, and thank you very much. He said, well, what award would you nominate Reggie for? And Billy said, the Good Guy Award. He's a good guy. So that's very funny. Now, the Yankees lost Game 5, sent the series back to New York. Prior to Game 6, the Yankees announced that Martin had been given a bonus and an extended contract, taking some of the pressure off of him. Which is nice. Gretchen, his wife, said, I had to take my phone calls in the lobby about anything that wasn't directly related to the 6th game. He wanted to concentrate.
Yeah.
Said the pressure at that point was enormous. The Yankees simply couldn't come home and lose the World Series. There was talk in the newspapers that Billy was going to be fired immediately if they lost the World Series. Billy heard it all. You could see in his eyes the pressure he was feeling. Interesting. Now, this is when Reggie becomes Mr. October.
Oh.
The Dodgers had regained the lead in this game 3-2 in Game 6 when Reggie came to the plate with a runner on in the 4th inning. Bert Hooton's on the mound, and he hit the first pitch out out in the right field. Yeah. Crushed it. Home run. Greeting him at the top of the steps after his homer was Billy. Billy patted Reggie on the cheek lovingly while vigorously shaking his hand. Piniella made it 5-3 Yankees with a sacrifice fly. In the 5th inning, Reggie again hit the first pitch, this time from reliever Elias Sosa, over the right field wall again.
Uh-oh.
And crushed it again. That's a 2-run homer, giving them a 7-3 lead. Mm-hmm. But by the time Reggie came to the plate in the 8th inning, now they're chanting Reggie, Reggie, Reggie in there too. He's up against Charlie Huff. Charlie Huff played until we were teenagers, for Christ's sake. He played because he's a knuckleballer.
Yeah.
Remember he looked like 67 years old when he was playing in
Who'd he play for?
The Rangers for a long time when we were kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I remember they had like Nolan Ryan and Huff, and it's like, anybody over 45 you guys will sign? It's crazy. Now, Reggie loved to hit against knuckleballers, which is rare. Most people don't like knuckleballers. Reggie loves a knuckleballer. And Reggie hit Huff's first delivery. This is a fucking shot that he hit out, too.
Yeah.
How he could muster the power to get a knuckleball out like that. Because you use the pitch power. If it's a 98-mile-an-hour pitch, you make the right contact, it's going far based on how fast it was coming in. A knuckleball, it's all your power. You got to crush that shit. Sure. And he swung from his fucking heels and hit about a 450-foot bomb into the center field bleachers. I mean, it was a fucking shot. It's a lot. It went over the painted batter's eye area and everything. It's a lot. So that's 3 straight pitches off 3 different pitchers he hit home runs off of. That's incredible. So Babe Ruth had hit 3 home runs in a World Series game in 1926 and in 1928, but no one had ever hit 3 home runs on the first 3 pitches that they saw in a World Series game like that.
From 3 different pitchers.
3 different pitchers, yeah.
Wow.
He had hit a home run on the first pitch of his last at-bat of the 5th game as well, so he had hit 4 home runs in his last 4 swings of the series off 4 different pitchers.
Oh,
he's seen 4 pitches and hit 4 fucking home runs off them against 4 different pitches. That's incredible. That's amazing. New York Times columnist who covered Babe Ruth back in the day, that's how old he was, said not even that demigod smashed 3 in a row off 3 pitchers, let alone 4. Reggie had 5 home runs in the series, which was another first. He passed Steve Garvey at first base after the 3rd homer, and Garvey kind of gave him a little clap, like, Jesus Christ, that was pretty impressive.
Did he clap or did he smack his ass?
He hit his glove.
Okay. Oh,
he
right,
did like
right.
a little,
yeah.
But it was a clap, like it was a like
He's
nice
giving
work.
him credit for it. Yeah.
Pretty fucking impressive. I can't do that. That was pretty good. And also, I'll be crazy later and run for office like a fucking asshole.
And then do radio, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. So this was thousands of fans overwhelmed the cops and tore up the field. This is a crazy fucking thing. Television networks wanted interviews with Billy and Reggie, so they did one together with their arm around each other's shoulders. Each one of them had a bottle of champagne, which they drank. Reggie laughed and said, this man deserves the Congressional Medal of Honor, the Purple Heart, everything.
The Purple Heart.
Purple Heart. Let's go back to the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Billy said, this guy was sensational, one of the greatest World Series performances you'll ever see. And Billy was asked about whether he had imbued his team with a fighting spirit, and Reggie said, yes. Anybody fights you, Skip, he's got to fight both of us. Anybody who fights you, said Billy, he's got to fight both of us. So now they're thick as thieves.
Yeah.
If you win, you are good.
Yeah.
You are all good. Oh, man, I can't wait. This is going to enter the era of Billy's womanizing pretty soon, and that's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
He hooks
up
up with
a story about him.
He hooks up with this chick that everyone thinks is 16.
What?
She's not 16. She's an adult, but barely. Right. And it's really fucking crazy.
Why'd he do that?
Oh, man. That is fucking incredible. Billy here, he said, I want you to send this. He took his jersey off. I said, I want you to send this jersey to that Violante kid, he wrote. He said, my heart is with you. I think that was that the guy, one of the guys who got shot by Son of Sam?
Who was it?
I don't think so. Violante? I can't remember who that is. That kid.
Sam? Is it Sam Violante?
No, I don't know. It just says Violante, that Violante kid.
Okay.
Not sure. So anyway, remaining in the clubhouse after all this was a handful of Yankees, including Reggie Jackson and Thurman Munson. They hugged. Munson, who had been asking for a trade to Cleveland so he could be nearer to his family in Canton, would have saved his life if they did it. He'd be alive.
Yeah.
You don't have to fly from Canton to Cleveland. You can drive that shit.
Yeah.
He was heading to a party down the hall under the right field stands. Yeah. Dave Anderson chronicled this remarkable exchange in the next day's New York Times. Munson said, I'm going down to the party here in the ballpark. Just white people, but they'll let you come in. Come on down, to Reggie, joking around. Yeah. Reggie laughed and said, "I'll be there. Wait for me." He's like, "It's just white people, but you can come." Reggie stood at his locker talking with reporters for 25 minutes, and finally Munson returned and said, "Hey, N-word, you're too slow. That party's over, but I'll see you next year." And Reggie said, "You'll be back." And he said, "Not me, but you know who stuck up." Munson said, "Not me, but you know who stuck up for you, N-word? You know who stuck up for you when you needed it?" And Reggie said, "I know, but you'll be here next year. We'll all be here." Now, you have to understand this is a very different time, by the way.
Yeah.
Watch Blazing Saddles. The reason why they used the N-word back then a lot is you use the N-word to make fun of people who use the N-word.
Right.
That was the way it was. It's like, doesn't that sound ridiculous? And that showed that you were like hip to that shit. Of
you
like,
get it. Yeah.
You get it. That's what that was. Now it's just the word is uttered. It's horrible and nobody, whatever. But back then there was a context to things that people.
Well, the context of it now seems to be just to piss people off, which is the exact same reason that you would use it back then. I mean, not then, but then.
Yeah. It's, but in the 70s, like, you knew context. And if anybody tried to say, "Oh, that's a racist comment by Munson," Reggie would have said, "Man, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about."
Context is key. Yeah.
Nowadays, it's all about rage and clickbait and all that shit, so it doesn't matter. You just say, "He said the N-word," and then everybody would freak out, not knowing that that was the thing. Because nowadays, that's not the context. It's a different context. So it's just different. I'm not saying that you should use the N-word now. I'm saying things were different now. Everybody use the N-word a lot, please.
Stop making a case for it.
I'm definitely not.
If you could do that real quick,
I'm making a case for fucking people knowing what context was and people understanding nuance of how things worked before. But that's a long gone time, and you're not going to get
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because now people just go, "Well, you can just say it, so I'm saying it," and then people would say it just to piss people off.
Open dialogue's impossible now, James.
No, it's impossible.
Don't try to have a conversation with anybody.
Fuck everybody. I'm not listening to anybody. Everybody can shut the fuck up.
Let's just
call each other whatever you want. Leave me alone. How's that? So they said Martin had fought the other teams in the league, fought his star player, fought his owner, who respected no man, and said it would be the only world championship of Martin's managing career, and it was a painful one.
Yeah.
Okay, now we will end on this here.
Okay.
Billy drove with Billy Joe and Gretchen to the New Jersey party. It was a mob scene with loud music, few players, and a diverse collection of fans and hangers-on who had been drinking since before the game started.
Wow.
The boozy crush of the packed room, Billy twice had a drink knocked out of his hand, was overwhelming. Billy, usually the life of the party, was getting agitated. Oh, boy, what do you think's happening now?
This is how Biggie died.
This is how Biggie died?
Didn't he have like a fight at a record release party or some shit, and then they left and he got shot?
He was at that big giant party. There was tons of shit going on.
That's what I mean.
He didn't really have any fights, though.
There was no confrontation there?
There was everywhere there was a couple. There wasn't like anything like that, though.
I just mean there was a confrontation at a party.
That was a stretch.
We'll move along.
That was a stretch.
I don't know. It felt like it was real.
Nah, that was a stretch. You stretched far for that one. You stretched like a first baseman waiting for the throw on that one. It didn't make it. It didn't quite get to the other side.
Tupac died the same way, too, after a party. No?
Tupac, not a party, but a fight in a casino.
Yeah.
So close to it. Yeah, that's close. That's closer.
After a fight, right?
After a fight, they got in a big brawl in that lobby. If you combine their two deaths, you'd have something.
There it is. This is how fucking Biggie died.
There you go. Now we get it. Perfect. We nailed it. See, we got there.
He's about to get shot in a fucking SUV.
Billy or a fucking 7 Series Beamer, either one. Yeah. Billy wrote years later, "All the problems we had all year long had left me exhausted. The fighting to win the division title, fighting to win the pennant, fighting to win a World Series, the fight against the owner who doesn't respect you, all year long battling for players against him, and he's telling the players just the opposite. It was all tearing me up and making me sick. It was a miracle I didn't have a stroke or a nervous breakdown." Now, this book goes on to say there were other discomforting undercurrents to the party, specifically the makeup of the guest list. Some of those pressing closest to Billy, who was the guest of honor, gave him more than a hint of what Billy, his star bigger than ever, had become. Gretchen Martin, standing in the Denver airport 3 years earlier, had foreseen the consequences of her husband taking the Yankees' job. Now, somewhat unexpectedly, given the utter triumph of the moment In her 18 years as Billy's wife, Gretchen was coming face to face with her own premonition. In addition to the frenzy in the room, 2 or 3 women Billy had befriended during his years living in New Jersey, perhaps intimately befriended, were at the party and vying for at least some of Billy's attention of this night of the great celebration.
Yeah.
Gretchen saw what was going on, but did not tolerate it in this setting. Billy Joe was in the room, too. Billy and Gretchen began quarreling loudly in front of other guests at the World Series celebration party.
Mom and son are having a big problem.
Well, mom is at least.
Yeah.
Son doesn't really know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Billy had a drink in his hand and threw it to the ground, smashing the glass. Awesome. He turned and stormed out of the party.
Yeah.
Billy Joe said they had lots of fights, but that was the final one that mattered. That was it. That was the fight.
Oh, no.
Yep. Years later, Gretchen summarized her feelings, and she said, they said, what did she said to Billy? And she just said, quote, play me or trade me. That's what she said to Billy.
Oh.
Either I'm your wife or I'm gone. Fuck off.
Wow.
Billy left the hotel ballroom for the bottom of the barrel bar there. He wrote later on, I sat there all by myself. I sat there and rested where no one else could bother me. Okay. Interesting. We could do this quick Lasorda story. Tommy Lasorda, another fucking guinea manager.
I love play me or trade me. That's beautiful.
That's a great way to put it.
Can you imagine being
shitty understood?
Yeah, it's a wife just hitting you with like the best negotiation argument ever from any player to their manager. That's
play me or trade me. Yeah. Shit, that's good. You know what? We're staying together. That was pretty awesome. So Tommy Lasorda, another guinea manager. Mm-hmm. Billy and Lasorda were like best friends, the book says. 2 baseball lifers from meager means. We knew we were 2 lucky SOBs, but we also knew we had worked like dogs for everything we got, Lasorda said later in an interview. Lasorda put in 22 seasons as a minor league player and manager before getting his chance to manage in the big leagues in '76. Yeah, man.
Wow, he was an old man when he got up there, huh?
Yeah, it took him forever.
Wow.
He said, we could share that. And one other thing, if Billy Martin was your friend, he's the best friend you ever had. Mm-hmm. Lasorda recalled an off-season visit to Minneapolis in the late 60s when Billy was the Twins' third base coach. Lasorda was the Dodgers manager in Ogden, Utah, a rookie league team.
Sure.
Lasorda said, I called ahead and told him I was coming to Minnesota for a couple of days. I was visiting some college player they wanted me to talk to. Billy met me up at the airport, and we took a cab to my hotel. I asked him why he didn't drive his car, and he said a cab was easier, which I thought was odd.
Yeah.
But I check in, and we go to my room, and I unpack a little. We're talking and catching up, and then we went down and had a drink in the lobby, and we're still sitting there, and I saw that Billy had this bracelet on his wrist, like the kind they give you when you're in the hospital.
Oh?
I said, Billy, what's that? And he said, oh, yeah, I'm in the hospital. I had hernia surgery the other day.
Wow.
I'm in the hospital, like now.
Right now, yeah.
I left to pick you up and drink, and then I'm going back.
I'm just picking you up, and then I'll go back, and I'll recover from this.
I was shocked. I said, are you crazy? And he said, relax, I'll go back in a couple hours. I wasn't going to let you come here and have to have you hang out by yourself. I said, I could have just met him at the hospital. And he said, I didn't want to worry you.
That's crazy.
He said, he just waved his hand to me, and he said, what fun would that have been?
Yeah.
But he did look kind of pale, so I made him finish his drink and go back to the hospital early. That is crazy. And then finally, Billy and Gretchen, divorce proceedings between Billy and Gretchen had not yet begun, although each would contact lawyers within the next month. Mm-hmm. Billy Joe said they were upset about the divorce. I thought they were both better off. So there you go. Let us end it there, and we can start next time here with Billy.
Terrific.
Really, imagine Billy now unhinged and not married. What's going to happen? It is going to be fucking wild, and we are going to find out all about that next week and a whole lot more. And this week, I understand that this is kind of just the 77 season. Mm-hmm. The 77 season is the subject of multi-part documentaries about 10 different fucking books. Mm-hmm. It's one of the most covered things there is, so it is impossible to not spend 2 hours on the 77 season. Just because, like I said, the sources, there's so much.
Love it.
Every bit of minutia has been documented, so we have to do that. I promise from here on, we'll buzz through a little bit more, and we won't go one season on an episode. I'd love to, but
life definer, though.
That's what I mean. I'd love to just do it season at a time, but, I think this will be a 36-parter at that point. We can't do that.
Time.
So
yeah.
we will buzz through it, and this is when Billy's going to get into more fighting, boozing, womanizing, and all sorts of crazy fun, and also getting picked up for his problems as well. Mm-hmm. Can't do that shit forever and not end up in jail.
Eventually, run into the law. Yeah.
Billy's going to have that going on. So
I've heard it has a long arm, James.
I've heard that too. It'll reach you.
Yeah.
So there you go, everybody. If you like this show, get on whatever app you're listening on. Give us 5 stars. Damn it, does it help a lot. I don't know why it helps, but it does. It really helps drive the show up the charts. So thank you to everyone who has done that and continues to do that. It really means the fucking world to us. Thank you. Also, follow us on social media at Crime and Sports. Do all that stuff. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Do that. Get all of your merchandise. The only live show thing you can get right now is for a few more days until Thursday, you can get the virtual live show for Small Town Murder, the Halloween show, which was a fucking great show. You should really check that out.
So
it was
fun.
A crazy story, a lot going on there. So check all of that out. Do that. Otherwise, Philly's sold out unless you need handicap accessible seating. There's about a couple of those left. DC is totally sold out. We'll be announcing next year's tour schedule very soon, within the next couple weeks.
Yes.
You'll be able to buy those in December, promise. So definitely do that. Keep checking back. Get yourself Patreon as well. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all of the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get tons of shit, an entire back catalog of hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard before. Some of them, like the one we put out last week, there's the Otani gambling scandal, kind of what we do there. And you also get, in addition to that, you get Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, and Small Town Murder, all ad-free with your Patreon free. All ad-free. You get new episodes of bonus stuff every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. This week for Crime and Sports, we're going to continue those team relocation stories because that was amazing. We'll start with the Browns this week, and we're going to talk about the Sonics and that whole mess, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll do all of that. That's patreon.com/CrimeInSports. So not only do you get the ad-free, you also get shout-outs. Now, Jimmie, hit me with the names of the people who would never, ever pull us from a right field of a game and start a fight with us in the dugout on national television. Play me or trade me, baby. Jimmie, hit me with them right fucking now.
This week's executive producer, Gary Howard in Atlanta.
Gary.
Ian Stevenson, happy birthday, Ian.
Happy birthday.
And Dan Forbes, keep up the good fight, bud. You're doing great.
Dan Forbes. Thanks,
Peyton
Dan.
Meadows.
Shasta,
Shista, Zimmerman.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know it either. Other producers this week are Ryan Bender, Happy Hour in Granbury. I think it was Texas. God damn it. I didn't write the state. Somewhere, Google it. Janice Hill, Okie Colas, Jacob Whitey, Wilday, Samantha Wallace, Joyce with no last name, Stephanie Armstrong, Brooke Meadowcroft, Jocelyn with no last name, Ashley Duke, Bertie Gal, Charlie Edwards, Christina Blakely, Julie with no last name, Brian G, Aaron Kennedy, Madeline Mora, Misha Moto with no last name, Trisha Robinson, Carl Allwert, not some of it, all of it, LP,
all of it.
The letters LNP, Doc Hollabay. You know the
Doc Hollabay.
Yeah. Jake Rhodes, Tiffany with no last name, Saul Dave, Samantha Lowe, Leanne French, Norma Wright, Casey C, April Evans, Sacco Portman, Corey Patterson, Gabriel Hammond, Annie B, Joel perhaps, Ray, Emily with no last name, Rich, Emoe, Melanie Rogers, Jenny Lean, Jay Law, Alicia Holloway, Mrs. Coop, Karen with no last name, Barbara Kish, Kim Zawodsky, Evan Mack, Jess with no last name, Mary Miller, Kim Wilbert, Henry Matson, Connie Weaver, Posey Parkour, Tyler Christie, Nicholas Chips, Rissa J, Megan Jacobson, Danny Finn, Sherry Christensen, Ryan Anderson, Ryan Oakes, Steve Holler, Justin Odendahl, Kay with no last name, Denise with no last name, Susan Michelle Odom, Candy Birdsell, Caroline Weber, Michael West, Monica Ricks, Jeff Rayleigh, Mike Cormier, Samantha with no last name, Christy Griner, Elise C, Erica Carlson, Angela French, Billy Wrinkles. All right. Michaela.
So Billy Wrinkles over here.
That's a gal, actually, I think. Oh. Well, it's an IE. It could be whichever you want to be. Michaela Griffith.
Sounds like a euphemism for a butthole. It
does, yeah.
Well, Billy Wrinkles over here. No offense, Billy Wrinkles. But
or the sack, you know what I mean.
Miles
Clerking, Michaela Griffith, I said that. Dee Dee Silverstein, Sylvester. Megan Matthews, Kobe Peterson, Silverstein, it's the same thing. Adam Saltzman, Raquel with no last name. Tiffany Sloan, Michael Geary, Stephanie with no last name, Jane Lombardo, Corey Williams, Shelby Murray, that's VW, Heath Smith, Maddie Grunwald. I think I might be dyslexic. That might be
really?
It. Deanna with no last name, Gina Bowers.
That'll explain it.
It's certainly a start.
It's
Rough
hard
buff
to read
stuff.
names, dude. That's hard. I'm sorry. You're doing great.
Crazy Cat Lady in Boston, Tracy Workman. I used to like this one podcast. What? This one? What? Why'd you used to like? I don't know.
Well,
D.L.
why
Johnson.
Are you giving us money if you don't like it anymore?
What's the matter? Birdie
we got
Ray.
Your money.
I used to like this. Take my money. Kimberly Chavez, Stephen Jenkins, Dion with no last name, Dylan Cook, Charissa Bryce, Kim with no last name, Henry J.D., Erica Huskin, Chris Reggie, Ryan Mantle. Oh, look at that.
Hey, Mickey's
great
kid. Grandson.
Great, right? Has to be. Yeah, a little bit of that Mantle money. Hugo Kinnaird. Send us his shit. Jordan, any of your great-grandfather's shit you got laying around.
Send us something.
Yeah. Jordan Tornabine. We won't sell it, I promise
that.
Edward Egan. Kevin White.
Monsters.
Kevin, if your uncle's Reggie, send that shit. Jesse Burns.
Well, I can get us Reggie shit. We got
all right.
covered.
No, Reggie White. That was Jesse
Reggie White.
Yeah,
sorry,
Kevin White.
Immediately went to Jackson.
That's the only Reggie you know. Kyle Lamphere, Jeff S., Robert with no last name, Jennifer Wilson, Ashley S., Steve Perrill, Austin Fink, David Phelps, Sagamaria. Seja Marie. All right. Christy Harp. Sherry, I've tried my best. Sherry Basinger. Give me some of your mom's shit. Callie Brown. Anna Marie P. Shelby Pike. Robin Balda. Bebop with no last name. And also anybody that had a hand in making that new documentary from Peacock about that dirtbag, Gacy. I'm so glad you made me watch it. It's the greatest thing.
Great.
I'm rewatching all 8 episodes. And all of our patrons, you guys are the best.
Thank you so much, everybody. You're
Unreal.
Wonderful, glorious, fantastic bastards. We appreciate the shit out of everything you do for us all the time. Thank you. Keep coming back every week and hanging out with us. You want to find us on social media, that is very easy to do. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Drop-down menus will take you wherever you want to go, tickets and social media and all that good shit. So keep coming back and seeing us week after week. Tell your friends. And live from the Crime and Sports Studios, we will see you next week.
Bye.
If you love chilling mysteries, unsolved cases, and a touch of mom-style humor, Moms and Mysteries is the podcast you've been searching for. Hey guys, I'm Mandy.
And I'm Melissa. Join us every Tuesday for Moms and Mysteries, your gateway to gripping, well-researched true crime stories. Each week, we deep dive into a variety of mind-boggling cases as we shed light on everything from heists to whodunits. We're your go-to podcast for mysteries with a motherly touch. Subscribe now to Moms and Mysteries wherever you get your podcasts.